What's going on, guys? I know Christmas is around the corner and you guys are looking for good gift ideas, and I got the one for you. Manscaped.com/RBP gets you 20% off plus free shipping and has all of the men's hygiene products you need. I got body spray, I got body wash, I got deodorant, lip balm, I got the whole bit, right? I got the extra smooth package with the exfoliant to make sure you're looking and feeling good. And I'm going to show you guys the website to make sure you get all the extras that they got. If you go to manscaped.com/RBP, you can get all these different packages. The 4.0 package is the best. Comes with the boxers, comes with the trimmer, the nose trimmer, the exfoliant, and you also get this leather bag with it. It's actually nice size and everything. It's good quality. Get to manscaped.com/RBP, 20% off plus free shipping. It's actually really good savings. You save yourself quite a bit of money and get that special person in your life a good gift for Christmas. That's pretty festive.
I'm getting festive. I have to. Yannicka insisted.
Is he? Has she really?
Yeah, so we got the tree up here and the tree downstairs. This is the office tree.
My wife was bugging me yesterday to help her put up the Christmas tree today.
Yeah, they want Christmas to last as long as possible, don't they? Get in there early.
Dude,
I get it.
It's not even December, and she's like, I want to put the Christmas tree up today.
Well, Yannicka's argument was we're going to be in Vegas, so we're going to miss a bit of Christmas.
That's true.
So let's get a bit of Christmas, ASAP.
My wife will leave the tree up until like February 1st, though.
I kind of don't blame her.
She stretches the Christmas. It's like 2 months. It's like all of December and all of January.
Oh, that's just it's a sign of a good woman. They want you to have a nice house.
Samson, what's going on, brother?
He's getting it. Just a little fiddle.
You all set up?
Just about to. Can you hear me?
I got you.
Oh, you can hear me.
Yeah.
I'm even talking to the guy. Can already hear me. I'm good.
We're talking about James's Christmas tree. He's got his Christmas tree up already.
This ain't my main one. This is my office one.
It's a bit early for Christmas trees, isn't it?
Right?
Not most. No, listen,
December,
British,
man.
British women love their trees up early, man. They're weird like that. Actually, my missus ain't even British. What am I on about?
I know. Yeah. So
I don't know. I've got that wrong.
Samson, Summer, my wife also wants me to put the tree up. She actually said to me yesterday, she goes, our tree's like pretty big and she can't bring it upstairs by herself. So she's like, will you help me tomorrow bring up the tree? And I'm like, it's fucking November.
Yeah.
But then I see James now, and now I feel bad. Now I feel like I should go be a man.
I'm with Summer on this one. but I'm with Summer on this one as long as I didn't help put the tree up.
That's right.
Oh, you see, that's the thing.
So yeah, I'm with them as long as they do it.
So did Yannicka
themselves?
Did Yannicka do all the work?
I helped her get it down from the loft, up in the attic, and then.
You ever seen that? That's all men ever seem to do. We just get it out and just put it down. Okay,
that's it.
Have fun.
That's what we do.
That's right, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to bring it out of the storage and put it upstairs, and then Summer's going to decorate it.
Perfect.
I got to get a whole new one.
Oh, do you?
Why?
Because last year I think we moved in like a few weeks before Christmas, so we were kind of doing up the house, so we didn't have time for a tree, so we just ran out to buy one real quick, and we just got like a table size one.
Okay.
Now I got to go make
one of these ones.
That's what
this is about this, yeah, because it's sitting on my little shelf unit.
Oh right, I see.
This is my little.
That's the one we got.
Yeah.
Well, I think Mel wants a bigger one now.
So listen to this. So Summer's going to kill me for saying this, but she says to me the other day, I want a new tree. She's like, ours is all like, it's got pockets of holes in it and stuff. And I'm like, we've had it for like 10 years, right?
Oh,
okay. But I bought it at Costco like 10 years ago. It cost me like quite a bit of, I can't remember, but it was hundreds of dollars.
Yeah. Ooh.
And I'm like, how does that have pockets? It's not real. It's not like the bristles don't fall out. Like it's still the same fucking tree. It's like, dude, it's like 12 feet tall. I'm like,
oh wow, that's a tall tree.
I'm like, we don't need a new tree, man. And she's like, no, I've had it for 10 years. I want a new one.
Yeah, I think just sometimes after a few years they just want new stuff, man.
That's what I think. I think
that's because, I don't think it doesn't matter if it's working or if it's not.
Is that just women, or do we do that as well with certain things? I think men are similar with certain things.
No, I think men we get attached, right?
No, James is right. It's just
I
it's
upgrade
just that-
sometimes for the fucking sake of it. Like this microphone, yeah?
Yeah.
I've got this exact microphone silver, but I wanted a black one.
See, we do the same shit.
Oh.
We just think it's more worth it because
Yeah.
the tree's fucking stupid, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, so we do it for stuff like you bought a brand new car and you upgraded it. You think it's worth it. So that's what we waste our money on, important shit.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand how she's like, it has pockets where it's empty.
because it's like you say, that's just if it's a fake tree, you can like literally bend it back into position.
That's what I told her.
I
said,
know, because it's basically on rods, isn't it? And then you just kind of like
that's right.
she's just like, no, it's ruined. We need it.
Yeah.
I like that. You probably wouldn't even let you look at it to inspect.
I told her I was going to fix it. She's like, you can't fix anything. I'm like, because she knows I'm not handy. I'm like, I'll fix it. I swear.
I'm the same, man.
Yeah. All right. So, Samson, this just popped up. I wanted to just show everybody real quick.
Mhm.
How's your boy?
Big lad.
Oh, he's doing really well.
He's such a good looking dog, man.
Man,
It's
I know
the
it gets a
eyes.
lot of attention as well, you know.
Dude,
Because-
your dog looks like, you know, when you Google a dog
Yeah.
and you
It's
see like
pet,
these,
yeah.
you see like these really cool fucking photos of like a specific dog that you looked up. Your dog looks like that.
Model material.
Yeah, he's like a model.
It's
Yeah,
the
I think
eyes.
it's I think he is the eyes. Is that not hazel eyes with a
Yeah.
little black dot on it?
I think it's the ear. I think it's the ears and the eyes because the docked ears look really good, even though people say that's cruel, whatever, blah blah blah.
It looks
I really like the look of the cropped ears or the
Yeah.
docked ears.
For them ones, I definitely do.
good. Yeah.
Do you think it's cruel, Samson?
No, because you know what? Because I was looking at it when we were about to get him, and we had to look it up. And some of these breeds, they suffer ear infection very quickly.
Oh, that's right.
They can suffer. So the reason why they do docking in some of them wasn't just for the look, is sometimes for that.
To prevent that, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I wonder if that's like my dog because my dog's got big floppy fucking ears and he's always he's got 2 ear infections already.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Might have found your answer now. So yeah. Could be.
well, I think it's too late. Don't they have to be like puppies when you do
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
shit?
I think it's better you have to be babies when
yeah. So it's not too traumatizing. It's like happens, yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, it's too late.
Yeah.
Ben, what's going on? How are you?
What's up?
Ben reporting in from Olympia
camp.
prep camp.
Hang on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, okay. I can't hear you for some reason.
Can you hear us or no?
He's getting there.
No, it's been. Hang on. I'll
Is it
figure
your connection or is it your
Oh, my
Okay.
headphones connecting for some fucking reason.
Bluetooth ones, isn't it? Probably just
I don't know if this is I got 3 British guys and 1 Canadian, or I got 3 hostile guys and 1 Yamamoto guy. I don't know how to look at this.
yeah, both, isn't it? Yeah, both.
I don't know.
I'm still recovering from my trip, James. I think this travel shit we're talking about is a little bit more intensive exhausting than I thought.
Oh yeah, that
know
looks really cool, man.
You know, I drove all the way from Texas to Canada in 1 shot.
Yeah, because you're a madman.
I didn't stop.
I would have done that. I would have broke that up into like 10 little stop-offs. Literally. It would have taken me like 20 days to do.
I think I drank like 10 coffees and I smoked 4 cigars. And yeah, it was I feel
You
I
feel
feel-
right. Yeah, you feel wrecked, yeah? But
I
did you
feel
love it?
It was an adventure, but I
There you
feel
go.
so fucking unhealthy just from because I try not to drink a lot of water when I'm driving either, so I don't have to like pull over and piss every fucking
Just
half
take the
hour.
shaker, piss in the shaker, man.
I thought of that. I don't know how you do that. You're sitting in the car. How do you like get your dick out and put it in? Like how do you do that?
Because you just unscrew the lid of the shaker.
Yeah.
So you got like the fat, and then you just like kind of. If it depends how long your cock is, isn't it? Because if you've got a little short, stubby cock, if it's cold, it's going to be really difficult because you can't get the angle.
Yeah,
If
but
you've
you can
got-
still.
if you I would probably say give it a little bit of a rub first, get it warm.
So
get it a
you
little
trying
bit-
to wait a minute? Are you trying to drape it over
like
the
an
cup?
elephant? Yeah, like an elephant nose down into the puddle. It's got to be like that because otherwise you've got to twist sideways.
How
which
long
when you're
is your
driving is
how
very
long
dangerous.
is your fucking dick? You just drape it over the fucking.
You can get a good bit of length when it needs to if I give give it enough.
See, I was thinking about that on the way down. I was like, when I was driving to Texas, I'm like, I don't want to have to stop. Maybe I should bring like a Gatorade bottle, like a bigger one with a bigger top,
Yeah, man,
and I can like use it instead of having to pull over.
absolutely.
Then I'm like, I gotta unscrew the top, and then I'm gonna have to like somehow sit up.
Yeah, you do. You have to elevate. It's quite awkward, but you do get used to it. You drive automatics. It's fine.
I'm not gonna do that while I'm driving.
Dude,
Cruise control.
you
You've got
gotta
that
do-
smart. You've got that smart control as well.
It doesn't work when
adaptive?
it doesn't work when you're towing. Unfortunately, yeah.
Oh, you're
Oh.
towing. Yeah, imagine towing and crashing because you were pissing in a cup.
And the worst bit is you flip the car and then you're covered in your own piss. That's
Yeah.
so much worse.
The mad thing is, everything would happen. The crash would happen. You'd flip the car, everything, and then the piss cup would be the last thing to tilt on you and finish it off. Do you know what I mean? It'd be like, oh, it could have been worse, and then it's like.
I gotta
That's
tell
what
you,
happened.
I gotta tell you though, too, James, the fucking amount of money wasted was insane.
Is
Because-
anything a waste? Is anything a waste?
No, because listen, honestly, I had to fucking pull over because I was towing that fucking trailer with both my bikes in it. I had to pull over and fucking get gas like every fucking hour.
Yeah, because the
Oh.
weight and the amount of fuel consumption, I suppose.
I think
And you got a lead foot as well.
no,
Doesn't help.
I set the cruise. I set the cruise at 75 miles an hour. I was basically just following traffic. And it's still it just you could see the fucking gas just go like, and then I was on the phone with Paul on the way down, and I wasn't watching the gas gauge. We were just
Oh, no.
fucking talking about some shit. And then I missed one of the gas exits.
Oh shit!
And I looked down and I got like 75 miles left. So I'm like, oh, that's fucking plenty. I'm sure I'll hit
But
another.
75 miles is not 75 miles with
No.
the weight.
No. And you
Fuck.
guys know when you get to the gas tank at the end, it goes faster than when it's at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So I'm driving and I'm like, I call Summer. I'm like, I think I gotta get off the fucking highway. So I plug in my GPS like gas station, right? And it shows me there's one like 8 kilometers away or something like that. I'm like, okay, cool. So I get off the fucking highway and the gas gauge now is at like 40. They went from 70 to 40 now.
Yeah, like real quick.
I'm driving 50 miles an hour now because I'm trying to conserve gas. So I'm going and it's not 8 kilometers. I'm looking for this gas station.
It fucking ain't.
Yeah. And my gas gauge now is at like 20 and I'm still fucking rolling. I'm like, where the fuck? I'm way off the highway now. Now I'm at 10 miles an hour or 10 miles, sorry, on the gas gauge. I'm like, what the fuck? Or no, it didn't get down to 10 miles. After 20 miles, it just said low fuel. You know how like eventually like when your gas gauge gets too low, it'll just say low fuel. It won't say a number.
Yeah, you're a
So now-
retard.
So
Phil.
now, so now I'm fucking freaking out, right? But it says the gas station's not far. But all of a sudden I hit like this little city with like 20,000, it said population like 20,000 or some shit. It's all fucking trailers. It's all trailers and like broken down cars. And I'm rolling through in an Escalade at fucking 11 o'clock at night with no gas.
No, proper
And
dodge.
I'm honestly fucking shit my pants. This, like, fuck. If I run out of gas in this fucking city, I'm gonna get robbed and killed. Someone's gonna steal my shit. So I'm fucking cruising at like 30 miles an hour now, trying to like just conserve gas. I finally see a gas station. I'm like, oh, fucking sweet. It's closed, but the pumps are on.
Yeah.
So I roll in, I put my fucking credit card in, doesn't work. I'm like, holy fuck. And it just says low fuel. I'm like, I have no idea how far I can go. I plug in the next gas station in my GPS. It says like 6 kilometers away or something like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. Get back on the road. I'm literally driving as slow as I can now just to conserve gas. Driving through more like ghetto, just broken down shit. Finally, I see a gas station. It's all lit up. I'm like, holy fuck, thank God. I pull in. There's a guy with a beard like this long, fucking gray, hoodie, fucking baggy clothes, walking out, taking the garbage out. But the gas station's closed, but the pumps are on. So I pull up and I'm like, hey man, I'm like, can you please just open up again? Because I have no gas. I have no idea where the fuck I am. And honestly, like, I'm gonna have to fucking sleep here if this doesn't work. He goes, oh, I'm just a janitor. I can't turn anything on. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, okay, well, listen. He goes, but the pumps are on. They take cards. I'm like, I know, but the last one didn't take my card. I'm like, do you mind just like, how about I'll give you cash and you put your card in and I just need to get some gas so I can get back to the highway. Oh, I don't have my card on me. My wife has it. I'm like, holy fuck. I'm like, okay. I'm like, can you just honestly just wait? Just wait like 2 minutes. Let me pull up. Let me try and use my card and see if it works. I fucking put my card in. It says approved. So fucking honest to God, man, I swear to you, if it didn't work, because the gas station was like, it was pretty big and it was all lit up. I'm like, if this doesn't work, I'm pulling my Cadillac right here. I'm leaving it right here at this pump, and I'm just going to sleep in my car.
Yeah, you were going to go and have a shack up with him and his missus. come out to mine.
Honestly, I was actually fucking scared. I was actually, because at one point, I don't know where the fuck I was, but it sent me up this bridge. It was like one of those metal graded bridges. And then it was pretty long and it was going straight up. And it says low fuel. And I'm like, I got to tow my fucking trailer up this fucking bridge now. And the bridge is narrow and there's a truck coming the other way. I'm like, what the fuck? Am I in a fucking movie right now? So anyway, I made it to the gas station, whatever, but it was fucking, honestly, it kind of felt cool to be scared.
It felt cool to be scared,
but not cool at the same time. Like, I don't know how to explain it. So anyway, I got gas.
Back. You know, I did that. I did that trip home real quick that one night when Phoenix was sick.
Yeah, from Houston to Dallas.
Yeah. So I left here at 11:30. I'm like, shit, I got no fuel. So I dive into a place like around the corner. I did a quarter of a tank, and I'm like, I'm out of here. I'll go.
You're looking around.
I was like, nah. No.
That happened to me on the way home. So on the way home, Ben, remember I talked to you? It was like, I think I talked to you at like midnight or something like that.
Yeah.
So by the time I got to like Michigan, it's 3 a.m. And the one thing I said to myself was, I'm like, do not get gas in downtown Detroit. Make sure you have it. Make sure you have enough gas to drive all the way through to the bridge.
Yeah.
So I start running low on gas, not low, but like, it was like I had a quarter tank or a third tank gone. And I'm like, look, just top it up. And that way you can get all the way through Michigan. So I pull off somewhere in Toledo and I pull in to this gas station. It's right off the highway. There's a couple cars there, like totally busted up. The gas pump itself has like a spray tag all over it. There's fucking everything's fucking spray painted. I'm like, where the fuck am I right now? I'm like, I thought I was like clear enough out of downtown to be like, okay, dude, I put my fucking pump in. I put my toque down over my eyes. So like I was hardcore too. Just in case it
got fit in.
Just in case
you walk out like this. Like,
well, I'm wearing like $800 Jordans, right? I'm like, somebody's gonna shoot me and take my fucking shoes. So I fucking pumped gas. I got the fuck out of there. Got back on the highway. Anyway, wow. It was an adventure, but I'm feeling it, man. From just all the coffee and shit, man. I was like, fuck, I think I totally dehydrated myself.
I bet. Like, say you didn't drink in the car and you just had coffee, you probably battered.
Yeah.
So it'll take a few days to readjust.
Yeah, I slept all day yesterday, and then today I still feel pretty run down. But I'm gonna go train, and I think it'll reset me. Anyway, on to more important things. We got 2 Olympians and an Olympian coach. So
yeah,
where do we start? Who wants to start? Samson, we haven't talked to you in a little while. How are you doing?
Samson.
Yeah, I'm good. Suffering, that's for sure. But
you've been suffering for a while though, right? Like you told me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's definitely been I mean, I wouldn't say the hardest prep I've ever done, but it's definitely right out there. Like definitely right out there.
Why do you say that? Is it just because you're low calories or lots of cardio?
It's starting to starve me to death, man. I swear to God, that guy's thinking of more torturous way to kill me every week, and I keep coming back going, yeah, what's you? But yeah, it's definitely been like low, you know. So mentally, it's been a struggle. This one has been a struggle mentally as well.
I think we talked when you were 8 weeks out, maybe you're 9. And you said you were already kind of suffering back then.
Yeah.
Why the push? Like, why such a hard push?
Because we know we want to get that conditioning. We know that. I mean, look, this year we've solved all the criticism we had at the start of this year for the show, like, you know, get your back better, shoulders better, and all that. We've ticked every single box of it. Yeah. And now the last one is come in the best condition in your life.
Yeah.
So you're doing your Olympia first time. You're not going to leave that one and be like, well, I'll just, you know, sort of play it normal and get in there. So we thought, you know what, we're going to go all out at it and we're going to push to the wall and really see how much I can take. And you know what, it's working. It's absolutely working. But at the same time, it's punishing, you know. And we wanted to start doing that early. We didn't want to wait to like, obviously, about this point to say, okay, now we start pushing hard. So rather would have gone condition early and waited that point than anything.
What's your weight at right now?
I don't know. We actually don't know.
You haven't weighed yourself.
I've weighed myself since I was 10 weeks out.
Oh, didn't you tell me that the last time we talked?
Yeah.
You said you said you were going to stop weighing yourself.
Yeah. Because literally, as soon as I started cardio, we're like, okay, I don't want to know. Let's just focus on getting shape. Because I know me. Obviously, we don't focus on numbers or anything now. But when you know that you're checking them numbers, it upsets you one way or the other. You're not checking.
Where am I going?
Yeah, you not go, oh, I'm not going down fast enough. I'm going down too fast, and you end up self-sabotaging yourself for it. So that's the weakness. It's just like, you know what?
Just keep it. Yeah, don't see it.
Just don't know. I don't need to know. The thing is, we focus the way it forces you to focus just on the look.
Yeah.
So Milos is just going off photos and video. He's not getting any numbers from you.
No. Just
what's the diet been like? Has it been strict all the way through? Have you had some refeeds? Have you had some cheats?
We've had refeeds. I mean, he gives me a cheat meal like every Saturday night and everything. That's why I'm smiling today.
Oh, okay.
So he's like, there's food in there now. But we kind of like just go straight out all through until he gets to that Saturday night.
Yeah.
And then get the calories back up and just like, it's more like just have a pizza or something like that.
Is it through the week? Is it cycled, or is it just low all the way through the week?
It's more or less just low. I mean, we kind of, I think it was about 6 weeks out where it was just so bad, and I was struggling to train. I was just bad. I couldn't actually go through a whole training session. So then he said, okay, you know what, we kind of then have the cycle in the middle of the Wednesday. We just kind of bring the carb up just a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not enough. I think it's probably just another extra 50 grams or something like that. It's not enough to sort of like really get you out of that phase, just enough to get a little bit of energy.
This is interesting because it brings up a topic I wanted to ask Ben about, and maybe James, if you could weigh in on it as well. So I think me and Ben were talking while I was there, and somewhere along the lines in our conversation, we said something about not losing strength because losing strength sometimes equates losing muscle. So I guess a couple questions. You can clarify it, Ben. I'm just kind of paraphrasing.
You know me. I'm like,
no, I know.
Exactly
No, and it's okay. I want you to explain it the way it is right. But I want to ask Samson first. Have you lost a lot of strength through this prep, or just more of the rep ranges or endurance?
Well, energy than strength. Like I could still push exactly the same weight and everything I was in the off season. Okay. But I wouldn't be able to do that for say 2-3 sets. Energy level just isn't there. Even the rep range. Where, most way I'll probably be able to get up and get the full 10, 12 reps out of it quite cleanly. Yeah. I can still do that, but definitely wouldn't be clean for the last few of them because I was just too fatigued.
That's what that's what I meant by endurance. So you probably could still go in and bench 4 plates, but instead of doing it for three sets, you're going to do it for one all out set. Yeah. James, do you keep most of your strength through your prep, or do you feel that your strength fades a bit, or is it more endurance?
Mine's normally pretty good. Mine's weird though, because even last year when I came down a lot, I kept quite a lot of strength. So it was hard because we didn't have that measurement to contribute towards our decision making. So Patrick was obviously very happy because I was strong, and so was I, because I was still able to lift a lot last year.
Yeah.
So that for me kind of shows that even if you stay strong, sometimes it's not necessarily enough.
Sure. So Ben, the question I guess is this: if you're going through a prep and you're going through like low calories or suffering on a diet and because of low calories or low carb or whatever it might be, if you're losing strength, because I used to lose strength at the end of my preps, more so like Samson's saying, I might be able to push the same weight, but for like 5 reps instead of 10. Is that muscle loss, or is that glycogen loss? Or
no, if you're flat, then obviously the capacity to sustain that is. But the way you've seen how we train, it's like one heavy. The first set is heavier than the. Okay, so if I use Hunter for example, we've got him very low now, like stupid flat. And it's helping to balance out the decision making because I can see the numbers I'm maintaining in the gym. So I'm like, okay, I can go. Let's go another day. We're not, and it allows me to just make those decisions because I have a bit more information across the whole board. If you're not looking at the whole picture and you're just going on for one thing, then they can work. But I like to have if I can see everything that's happening now, I've got more peace of mind over here of what I'm doing with the diet if I can see how performance is responding.
Could I ask you something more specific, I guess? And you guys can answer this as well. Well, James, because you're kind of doing your own diet. I guess Milos, you'd have to ask Milos about this, Samson. But if you start, Ben, like you said, if you start seeing loss of endurance, he's doing less reps than he was with a certain weight or whatever, what is it that you're looking for before you say, you know what, it's time for a refeed? Because I know, James, you go by scale, or is there something else? Like, are you also going by something in your training?
It's kind of like Ben, there's a few things. So I go by scale, the look, and the performance.
Yeah.
So it's a contribute. It's all three things measured. Yeah.
Okay, but can you give me?
And you go,
So
okay.
if that was occurring, if my weight was down and I was feeling very weak, those two things out of three are enough to concern me that I need to do something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me put it this way: Hunter's weight is right down. So even since you left, like it's about 6 pounds for falling off him in the last very quickly.
Yeah.
Now, if I was just looking at that, I'd have kicked a food up already, right?
Of course,
I'd have been like, "Whoa, no, that's one piece of information." I just went on that. If I add the picture into it and the visual, or not the picture, but I'm looking at him, I'm like, yeah, he's really, really, really flat, but visually much leaner, right?
Yeah,
very flat, but we've got a lot of fat has come off in the last week, a lot. So okay, that's okay. And then well, performance the last 2 days, and what we actually did was we started introducing another rest day now.
Yeah.
So I started tapering the output according to that, because I want to keep the food lower and I want to keep the output high, but I need to regulate the training output so that we're preserving tissue. So
it's very smart.
Right now he has enough muscle tissue, and all these guys, James, Samson, and Hunter, none of these three are lacking size. Right?
Yeah, of course.
They're all going to be on the bigger end of that. So for me, it's a case of when I look at Hunter, I go, we don't have to be in the gym because that's not the priority right now. Condition, like Samson said, that's our priority. So we're using more rest days to mitigate fatigue and be able to pace ourselves for this prep, but we're keeping him in that priority of driving fat loss until we get the condition to where we need it.
I think that's very intelligent. I think that's a really, really good sound approach, because you can afford to have those slightly lower calorie days when you're resting, which is essentially just going to be fat loss days, but you also protected muscle because you're not causing any muscle breakdown. So if anything, you're ticking two boxes there. Yeah. And then you're also allowing him to freshen up and be ready to go the next day. So I think that's a really good call.
He can train just as hard, but we give him more rest days. We have lower calories on those rest days. We do a bit more things. And you guys went shooting. Yeah,
move around a little bit.
He's going to go shooting now on every rest day. So he's just active. Food stays lower, output stays high, but we're not ripping away.
Low intensity.
Yeah, we're not breaking down muscle because there's not enough recovery variables in play now for him to be able to train that frequently at that intensity. Yeah. So.
All right. So I want to go back for a minute, just because let's pretend that people watching have no idea what some of that means. I want to get into a little bit more specific. So let's say, okay, flat, we can't explain, I guess you have to see it. So, but performance, if you say one of the facets that you're looking at is performance, can you explain what are you looking for in his performance or James, what you're looking at in your performance that might trigger you to say time for a refeed?
Mine would simply be like, I have a happy medium of how my strength versus reps would be across the board. And if you notice a downwards trajectory in that output, even when you're trying as hard as you can for more than a certain amount of sessions on that particular body part, then you have to question something.
How many?
So accumulative, I'd probably say I wouldn't want no more than 2 of that exact session to be going in a downward state.
And then you're like, okay, it's time to eat.
Yeah, one could be a mishap. But then if you get a second one, bearing in mind you're training other things in between, so all things are probably going to come down in that kind of direction. That could be as much as 6, 8, who knows, sessions where you've been on a downwards trajectory, essentially, with your ability to train hard. Well, not necessarily your ability to train hard, but your ability to train effectively and lift the amount that's required in order to be the largest version of you with the most musculature. So that's why I wouldn't want more than 2 sessions in a row to feel like that. I'd be a bit like, oh, fuck that.
Ben, are you kind of all in the same place, or do you have a little bit different equation for it?
It's day by day.
Day by day.
It's day by day, and I can do this because I'm here in person now.
Yeah.
And so the lucky thing with Hunter that I have is he's so OCD with his logbook, even to this point now where he's still writing stuff down. So I can go over in between he sets. I don't even need to talk to him. And I just look at, okay, that's what he hit last week, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 6 months ago. The sessions are very, you've seen them, they're very consistent. So for me, I can just literally go over and I can just see the data right there. And then he hits the set. One, I've got the visual of seeing how he's performing and controlling the weight, whether and everything's pretty uniform with him. Again, like you've seen, he's very meticulous with how he sets up. He doesn't change too much. It's all very repeatable. So that gives me a lot of more of an easier time to judge when he's actually losing performance. If you're going into the gym and training things slightly differently, or you change the order around, now things become harder to compare and track. And that's where the logbook does have its use in this instance. I'm not so married to it like he is. We've explained this. I have a bit more of a play feel with the logbook. He's very regimented with it. But in this instance, it does allow me a little more. It does allow me some more precision when I'm making these decisions with him. Yeah.
So Samson, when you're talking to Milos, and obviously he's making you suffer for a reason, but when you're telling him that your energy level or endurance level is down in your sets, does he feel okay? Does he feel okay about it because your size is still there? Doesn't give a shit, does he?
Honestly, the thing is, right, with me, you got to understand, I got more of an athlete mentality than a scientific one.
Yeah.
So even when I'm low and I'm down, and this prep has been a funny reason because this prep, even on a Friday, after suffering all week, I'll still be round and full. I'll appear round and full to most people looking, but I know that I can't feel a pump to save my life. I'm completely depleted from it.
Yeah.
And he will look at that and just be like, okay, you look fine. You don't seem like you're not going catabolic. You're not breaking any of those down. You're still round, you're still full, you're still holding that. So we keep pushing, So we kind of, because we've done it right from the beginning of the prep, every week has been the same. Even though my energy level's gone down and everything else, I'll still soldier through it every single workout, bust my ass through every single way, whether I like it or not. It doesn't, I might be tired and he might say, oh, how did you feel working out this week? And it always be something like by Thursday and Friday, I'm pretty much burnt out. Because I'll be training straight up 5 days straight. So by that point, I'm always burnt out. But if it's worse to the point where it's happening a lot earlier in the week, like Tuesday, I'm already struggling. Now that's a problem because by the time I get Thursday, Friday, I'll be completely out of it. So that's why we had that 1 week where it was just by the end of the week, I was almost lethargic. I just couldn't focus in the gym. And at that point, it's like, okay, you know what? We'll put a refeed in the middle of it just to keep that process still happening. But it's never enough to sort of stop the whole process of, getting fatigued through by the end of the week. It's just enough to give you just to get you a little bit there. So most of the time it's just that.
I wonder if it's a thing about the guys from the 90s, because Chad used to do the same thing to me. Like in my diet, I would lose a lot of endurance. Like I would go into the gym, like kind of like you're describing, already kind of burnt out, and just force my way through it. But he didn't give a shit. He was like, just keep going. Just keep going. So I can't, when I look back now, I can't think if that was detrimental to my look or if I lost too much muscle or anything like that. I don't know. It's like,
it's definitely generational. Definitely generational.
Well, no, but I know it's generational, but I guess what I'm thinking is I can't think back and think to myself, I lost muscle doing that. I should have refed myself.
I think it depends on genetics.
Yeah.
Some people can get away with that and some can't.
Yeah.
100%.
Ben, you were going to say something about that?
I'm usually pretty conservative with that, and I'll bring guys up, but this being here in person, especially with both these guys, it's allowing me to be more aggressive and keep them in the fire longer.
Push them harder, you mean? Yeah,
because I'm there and I can see it, and I can even say at the end of the day, let me have a look. Oh shit! Okay.
The thing is, like anything is accumulative. So you can push someone hard for a day, and it's not going to cause an issue. It's when you push for too long. So you can really work someone's really, really hard tomorrow in a leg workout. It's fine. It's never going to be a problem. That one day is never going to be a problem. It's just about, like you say, assessing the day by day. And the only time you really do anything wrong is when you've accumulatively done things wrong, which is actually quite hard to do. So there's not much chance if you're there in person watching someone really to get something very wrong. Yeah, it might not be the best it could have been, but it's not going to be the worst.
Mm.
And that's one thing. That's why I said this year that I wanted to be able to have Jordan at least down the road, so I can go and have that in touch.
Yeah.
You know, kind of.
Yeah.
I had that look in 2012. I had that happen to me in 2012, James, where Chad basically gave me an all protein diet, and we stayed on that diet almost the whole prep.
Mm.
And when it came time to carb load at the end of the prep, my body
Couldn't do nothing with it.
It just would. It just wouldn't.
It's like what's carbs?
Yeah. It was too far gone, and I think that's what you mean by cumulative. It was like too many weeks on low to no carbs, and then your body just can't bring it back around.
Too many weeks of anything. Too many weeks of training with too high an intensity, like because it can be done.
Yeah.
Or too many weeks where sleep isn't efficient. Just anything. Any factor that in an abundance can be a problem. Is a problem. So you just have to, like Ben with his coaching, or like Milos, you just see these things and you just have to know when to say, okay, enough's enough on that thing.
The day by day approach, especially with guys at this size as well, I really like it, like to be able to have eyes on them every day. Because, you know, even today, like he's very, very flat. So I made a tweak because he dropped a bunch again. So rather than give him a refeed, I just added 20, 30, 35 grams of carbs extra pre-workout today for across the first 2 meals. Now that's not going to be enough. That's not a refeed.
No.
All that's just going to do is it's going to temper how quickly that's still dropping. So it just checks the rate at which we're falling, but I'm still keeping him on that right side where we're chipping away, rather than just filling back up again and then bringing it down. I'm able to do these like more moderate, more conservative tweaks and just play with that look a little more.
That's the fun bodybuilding when you can do it like that.
Yeah.
Well, I think you can do that because a hunter's so big and so responsive.
Yeah. I don't know if you were there when he did that leg. Oh, you weren't there when he did that leg day. He was really like horribly flat in the morning. And this was last week. And I gave him 2 meals. Like I said, I did the same 35 gram total across those 2 meals, which relatively wasn't a significant amount for someone his size. And then he trained legs, and the look after training was just night and day. So I was like, okay, I didn't have to give you a full cheat meal. I didn't have to ram you all day. Just that little bump brought your physique back to life a little bit, but it kept us in the deficit because we weren't spilling over with a refeed, or we weren't overloading you to get you so full that then we had to take 4 days for that water to drop off again, bring you back into that depleted state to then get back into fat loss. We're able just to balance that out.
Samson, are you thinking about the competition? Are you thinking about not the competition, but your competition?
No, this time I'm actually not, which is funny because most of the time when I prep for shows, I'm so like breaking down the competition. Okay, you know, why go against this person? What can I have against this person? And I don't want to break. But this one, for some reason, I'm not, because like we started this year right after the Arnold, sort of like we had a lot of feedback in terms of what we wanted to work on, you know, what we needed to work on. And because of I had to focus so much, okay, bring your back, bring your shoulder, bring this power, bring that, okay, focus so much on you that I'm just more proud that I'm being able to tick all them boxes. And every time, you know, like the other day we were posing, for the first time I saw my condition, it was like at this point where I've never been before. Like, and it brought so much happiness and joy to me that it's forced me to just focus just on me and happen to bring the best me I can bring, which is something that, you know, before I always kind of, you know, targeted a competition. But this time it kind of brings me down to sort of like worry about those little things I wanted to make better.
Yeah. Best way, man, I think.
So do you think coming into the show, you said you're in the best condition you've ever been at this time, at this many weeks out? Is this going to be the best Samson people have seen?
Oh, I can guarantee you that one. That's not even a joke, you know.
I wish I knew your fucking weight.
You know what? Don't start that, because I already had that thing going on. Someone doing that with me last week, and it was so curious, and it made me curious.
No, don't do it.
I'm gonna go check it. But nah, I really don't want to know. And we like, you know what we said, like until the week of the show, I don't need to know. And then we just need to check it the week of the show, and then we'll be like, okay, now we know. Then that's it.
I mean,
I'd say he looks like 250 right here.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
We should all get to guess and then like put bets on it and win something.
No, don't do that.
So you're gonna kill this look, you think?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. I'm interested. I can't wait, man. I
have absolute faith.
I just hope he brought his chest up.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
chest
that
was,
chest is.
Yeah, I know
needs
that
some
needed a
work.
little bit more work, didn't it?
was a little weak. Yeah.
It could be a bit more rounder.
Somebody actually said that. I saw I saw a comment.
They're winding up.
No, I think it's just somebody who doesn't know bodybuilding. They're like, yeah, Samson's chest needs work. I'm like, holy fuck.
It's like the
Like
biggest pair of
this
titties
thick.
on the stage.
It's like this thick,
Yeah, I
even
know.
when it's flat.
So you're not looking at competition at all. You're just focused on beating your Arnold look and being well. Do you think, and I hate to ask this, but I have to, do you think you're gonna, do you see yourself in the top 10?
Oh man, I'm still that's my hope, man. I still want to crack the top 10. That's what's there right from the first when I qualified for the I'm like, man, first Olympia. Imagine cracking top 10 in your first Olympia.
Well, especially this Olympia.
Especially this one now, you know.
30 guys in it. Yeah.
Yep. So that has already stuck with me the whole prep. Like, man, I want to crack that top 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll eat my hat. I'll eat my hat if he's not top 10.
Same. You saw my prediction. I had you as high as in that top 6.
Well, let's take a look at the predictions.
I think I've said this before. I think Samson's going to be the highest placed debutant.
The highest placed debut.
So yeah, out of all the people that did the debut, like
About
Theo,
all the new first-time Olympians. I think he's
Oh,
gonna be
you
the
mean for
highest
this
placed.
year? Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. All right, so I'm going to show you this, Samson, but it shouldn't sway how you feel about anything. So I have to show it because Ben has to give his input, and you can as well if you want.
No, I don't like shows that I know I'm going to be in.
I don't. I don't want. Oh fuck me!
I have a whole spreadsheet set up.
Bloody hell! Is
oh
that
wait,
it?
Ben hasn't done it.
No,
Wow.
I don't want to do it.
you have to.
See, I've actually got Ben. Sorry, I got Samson above Hunter there. Oh shit!
Yeah, you do.
But mine is interchangeable. Like the way I have it is that there's like 6 people that can flip flop.
We all feel that way, though. We all feel like,
That's why it's hard to.
even I was thinking about it. Everyone's been saying, well, second
Wait, go back
place.
to it. Wait, put it back up. I will
see something.
People have been saying second place to 10th place is interchangeable, and I'm like, you know what? I might even go all the way to first because Brandon could still beat Ramy.
Brandon's looking very good, and he's training with Patrick Johnson, and Patrick trains very hard.
I don't think people should count out Brandon yet.
I'm even looking at Patrick Johnson's improvements since he qualified, and they're ridiculous.
I just don't think Patrick has the back, James, to be in the top.
I don't, but he's improved a lot, so he's definitely going to do better than I would have anticipated.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Do you think he'll be in the top 15?
Possibly, yeah, possibly, because he brings a level of conditioning that not many get.
I don't know if he'll be in the top 15 because
Of course, you don't know. That's why we do.
No, but I'm saying like I don't.
You don't think he will? I don't know. I don't know. I'm more impressed with him the more I see him.
I feel like 10 to 15 or 11 to 15 will be, and obviously 15 to like 7 are also interchangeable. But from 11 to 15, I see like James, Crizzo, Antoine, Charles Griffin.
I look at it I'm like I could be as low as the bottom.
Yeah, but you could be as high as 7th. So like.
But that's how I see it with my body because I feel like my body's not very easy to place.
Yeah.
Unless it's next to people, because I don't feel like I have a certain look that's really mirrors anybody else. Like,
yeah,
I think it's a bit. Do you know what I mean?
Ben, are you going to do this or what? Come on.
No, I'm not doing this.
Come on.
No, I can't.
Come on.
Do it.
Ben,
do you know what? Do you know why? Because I haven't even been looking at anyone, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't care.
The only person.
Who do you want to win?
All right, Hunter. Fucking.
So then you got to put Hunter
like, how do
first.
Hunter, Ramy. I'm just gonna make these up. These are literally I'm pulling names out my ass. Hunter, Ramy, Hadi, Nick. Actually, no. Put Nick in front of Hadi.
Oh, little switch up there.
Samson's Brandon.
Oh, hey.
Iain.
Iain can't get away from 7th place.
7. But if he gets 3 7s, that's lucky 7s.
It's a running joke for us. Samson, look at
Andrew.
You know what? But Iain is like the gatekeeper, though. He's like the guy you have to get past.
Yeah,
it's true. He's like Cerberus.
And honestly, that's a position I won't complain about because honestly, You know, no matter
Derek.
how good you are, if you can't get past Iain, your ass ain't going nowhere near the top 6.
Yeah, it's true.
He holds the
Derek.
title. He holds the title currently.
What'd you say, Ben?
Oh, fuck me. I've left Bonac out. Cunt. Put Bonac in 5th and then bump everyone down 1. And then Derek.
Derek in 10th.
Mate,
I got
It's
Derek in
212.
step,
I
step
got
with the real
Derek,
boys now.
I got Derek in 4th. Who we have? We need Justin and Roman. I got to get Roman on soon. Samson, you want to do this?
No. I don't predict shows I'm in.
James did it. James did it. Look, he predicted.
Yeah, but them guys,
And I'm humble because I don't even put. I don't even.
can.
Listen, I'm a humble gent. Yeah, I didn't even put myself in
He
there.
didn't even put himself in the top 10.
No, but the thing is, I know for what I just can't. I don't know. I'm always going to be biased. I just can't. I can't shut that off.
Samson, so was I. Put Hunter in 1st. Just put yourself in 1st and then put everyone else after.
Yeah.
There you go. Put Samson's 1st and
Yeah,
then.
but honestly, I
fucking-
haven't even looked at because I haven't even looked at any of the guys. I haven't been paying attention at all to even like.
Samson, I literally just picked 10 guys in any order there. I just went blah, 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 blah. I've not looked at, I didn't even look at your physique updates. I haven't seen anyone's.
Yeah, see.
We won't make Samson do it. It's fine.
Imagine if this Olympia. Imagine if no one in that top 10 we just said plays top 10. Like, imagine it was just some total remix this year where like just people we didn't even expect are just fucking winning Olympians. Be like, what the fuck? Because it's different because like, there hasn't been that. Because like when Dorian won, he got second the year before. Phil placed like 3rd and then 5th, so he was always going to be. There's never been someone that just comes out of fucking nowhere apart from Ronnie.
I don't think you can.
No, it's really hard now.
Like even Nick, as great as Nick was last year, they're like 5th place.
Yeah,
Like, you know, like
there's a way in it. It's like
yeah, you have to.
You're going to qualify. You're going to qualify again. You've got a year now. Get the work done.
Go do something. Yeah.
Go fucking show us. Yeah.
So there has been some updates come up recently though that have changed some of my thoughts on things. So like Nick has been looking really good.
Looks very good.
His most recent updates look pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah.
I still don't know if he can beat Ramy or Brandon. But other than that,
So he could be as high as 3rd in your eyes.
I mean, it depends on the condition Hunter comes in.
Yeah, because Hunter has the musculature to really dominate if he comes in like hard. I feel like he's so balanced and thick that if he comes in the condition that we know wins those kind of shows, it's going to be hard to beat him.
I think even if he doesn't have to be as hard as Nick, as long as he's better than he was last year.
Yeah.
If he comes in,
yeah.
if he comes in better than he did last year, I think they will put him ahead of Nick based on his shape.
I think his structure is a good structure, and I think it does get that, you know.
Yeah. Because I think they kind of trade body parts a little bit because I think Hunter's legs are much better than Nick's, but Nick's
From the
back,
front, especially.
yeah, from the front more so from the back.
Ridiculous.
And but Nick has a much better back than Hunter, so they kind of trade places there a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got a better back than Hunter though.
Well, not in a back lat spread, but a back double.
I actually quite like Hunter's back double.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was next to them obviously at the Olympia last year. And when I looked at Hunter backstage and he did his back double, like just posing, I thought it was a very symmetrical. And if he's done, you know, the work they've done this year, I think it's going to be a very surprisingly good back double.
Yeah.
I just texted you something. Don't say it, but I'm just wondering whether that would change your opinion.
It's probably a picture.
No. It's not a picture. No. I've stopped taking pictures, but things are.
Yeah. Listen,
really.
If Hunter is in better condition than he was last year, I think he will be. It depends on if Brandon is still as good as Brandon could be.
I still think Hunter can win this Olympia. I think he can win this Olympia.
I don't know if I would go that far. Yeah. You think so, James?
I do, because I just think he has that size and fullness and balance to be able to stand next to those two, who no one else really has that same balance. I think Samson has that kind of balance, actually. I think there's only like 4 men in this show that I would say are the most balanced people. And that's the 4. Samson's one of those four, in my opinion.
Yeah, Samson, we've already described many times on the podcast. Not to talk about you like you're not here, Samson, but we've already said that Samson is the biggest dark horse in the show.
If Ramy, Brandon, Samson, and Hunter were all in the condition of Ronnie Coleman,
yeah, that's
I would be like,
yeah,
I wouldn't know who to fucking give the reward to. I would actually give other people. I'm not saying anything's bad about it, but I would say Ramy has more holes in him currently than the other guys in terms of structure. From a lower back perspective,
the lower lat and the quad the quad is, I don't know whether he's gonna
even like a calf to quad ratio. I know it's being picky, but you've got to be picky at this point. So ratios, I feel like you look at Samson's quads and calves, it's like this hourglass. You look at the same goes for Hunter. The lower body on Hunter and fucking Samson is a better shaped lower body than anybody else in the Olympia.
Overall, yes. Overall, front to back.
And that for me is bodybuilding.
Yeah. I could get behind that.
Those two have got the best two shaped legs in the whole lineup. Like for real.
Yeah.
For a black man that struggled to put on calves, that's a big ass
compliment. Well, you have good calves for a black man, bro. Like, thanks for that. You have good calves.
Yeah, this
look, you can see this the way they like just have that nice they pop from the knee. No one's got those quads, man. Hunter and you have got the two best shaped legs.
Oh, thanks, man.
100%. And I ain't got bullshit. Like, I ain't got to kiss ass. I know you're my mate, but I'm just saying what it is.
Oh, thanks, man.
Like, look, I'm not being rude.
No,
he doesn't have the same. No, he's got crazy clavicle width. Triceps are absurd. Biceps are absurd, and is very muscled. So his upper body is his strength.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas your lower body has that flow that I just think is crazy. So I don't know.
His back shot does look improved, right?
Yeah,
I didn't spend too much time looking at the back double, but he put one up. Oh,
yeah, I always liked this back double. I always thought it was a very, very from head to toe.
He put a posing one up, I'm sure, recently. Yeah, maybe it's this one. It's in this collection.
This is good shots. These are good shots.
Yeah.
Look at the peak on the biceps.
Yeah.
His condition is actually better from the front than from behind at that point, right?
Yeah. I think still something's still being left to be desired with the legs.
I think it's just an insertion thing. His quads are quite low on the outside.
A lot of his leg, like he's a lot of hamstring, he's a lot of adductor.
Yeah.
It seems like the quad it's kind of Ramy has a similar leg. He's all adductor and the quad it's good, but it's not the same.
And Samson's quad, say Samson and Hunter, their quad comes out from where the trunk starts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's like even mine are a little bit hot, like not quite as good as Samson's, but they have that higher kind of insertion point. And it does
Ramy hasn't shown his legs, has he? Really?
I think he did it. Yeah, no, he didn't, did he? Because he's done a guest spot.
But he didn't put it on. He didn't put it on his. It went up somewhere else.
Yeah, no, his quads are very different from Nick's, Ben. His quads.
No. But what I meant is a lot of his leg
abductor
impressiveness is the adductor. Hunter the legs are very impressive because these adductors are stupid.
I know, but I don't know if I believe that. I think his leg all the way across, like every head is just way overdeveloped. Look how big his sweep is. Like,
you're right.
His quads is just ridiculous.
Just a very big quad.
Yeah.
And again, I'm impressed. Like, it's just you have to look at this level when you're trying to be Mr. Olympia. We have to criticize sometimes people's strengths if it makes them not quite balanced.
Okay, but I want to actually.
You know what I mean?
That this is a good time to bring this up though, because we were talking about this on the last podcast. I don't know. I think you were on with us. Yeah, you were on with us, James.
Yeah.
I think Ramy's imbalances actually help him.
They may do.
Remember, we were talking about so Samson and Ben. We were talking with Urs and Paul.
Oh yeah,
about how sometimes if you're too balanced and too proportionate in open men's bodybuilding, you get kind of overlooked because nothing really jumps out at you.
That's
and
true.
Is that not what Hunter gets criticized for on his online pictures, right?
When he's by himself, when he's by himself.
Yes.
Hunter's a perfect example of it because he's so proportionate that nothing really jumps out at you.
Yeah.
But like we're talking about, if you look at Kevin Levrone, right? It was the triceps, the shoulders. If you look at fucking Branch, it was his quads. Like you always have something that's just like, wow, right? Mm-hmm. And I think with Ramy, even though his quads are definitely imbalanced with the rest of his physique, his quads and shoulders just draw your eye to him.
Yeah.
And I think in open men's bodybuilding, like Urs was saying, I think in classic bodybuilding, you need to be perfectly balanced. And I think in open men's bodybuilding, it's okay to have
Freaky parts.
something
freak
stand
factor.
out, like Samson's quads or Samson's chest.
Yeah.
You know, these things are standout body parts. But I think with Ramy, his quads definitely.
But that's not. But there's still no weak body part.
Yeah, of course. You can't.
You know what I mean? Like all body parts are good, and then they have one or two great. It's not like they're missing some. They just have an exceptional one or two.
Yeah, exactly. No, you can't have any weak lagging body parts. Let's take a look. Has he posted anything recent? So take a look at Hunter. Yeah, he is deceivingly not as big in photos as he is in person. It's crazy because when
you
I
need
was
to have a certain eye to understand, because I can see, because I know Hunter, and I can see, like, even when I'm looking at his calves there, I'm thinking of where is the bone and how much area does the bone take up that runs down that shin.
Yeah.
Everything else is muscle, but some people don't see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's you have to have a bit of a deeper understanding of the physiological kind of structure of humans.
If you just look at from where the trunk is down to the knee, right?
Yeah.
And then you just contemplate how much muscle tissue that is.
Yeah.
Where his hand
a lot of
is,
people see balance and then it doesn't. Yeah.
But James, you think this is a Mr. Olympia physique?
Well, listen, the Mr. Olympia isn't today and it isn't on that day. So
no. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I'm saying he has the potential to win this show for sure.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
I wouldn't write him off. Like, it's not as black and white as other people that you just know this year can't win the Olympia.
How many people
So
do you think?
do you know what's interesting with that picture?
He's
10 pounds lighter than that picture now.
No, I get it. So my question then is,
I was trying to think. I just had to look. I was like, where was he in that picture?
how many? And this might be a stupid question. I don't know.
How many people do you think can win the Olympia out of this day?
That's what I was going to ask. What is it? 5 guys?
Probably 4.
Who are those 4? Ramy,
Probably the 4 that I mentioned.
Ramy, Brandon.
Ramy, Brandon, Samson, and Hunter. If that's me, I know there's people like Nick that probably will place above other people that I've mentioned.
Yeah.
Like I want Samson to like go there and fucking win, but I'm just looking at last year. Where is Nick now, and what's he going to do? I'm not saying you shouldn't be motivated by that and go and not kick his ass, because you can. I'd see how they may do it, but I think in terms of the physiques that are potentially Mr. Olympia, those are the 4 only.
So you're not necessarily
Right
saying, you're not saying necessarily that they could win this year, but you're saying if you had to pick the way of Mr. Olympia looks, those are the 4.
I'm saying if you look at the next 4 years of the Mr. Olympia contest, those 4 people are only 4 in contention of winning it.
I see what you're saying.
I think none of the other guys are going to win it. They can win Arnold's. I think I can win an Arnold, but I ain't winning an Olympia.
So you don't think Nick can win an Olympia?
Not if someone there is in the same shape as him that has the structure of Samson or Hunter.
That's the key. He can win.
If Nick wins the Olympia, you're saying,
it would be it might be the absence of someone being there in as good shape as him.
But
that's not me. That's the show. That's how the show works. And that's not me taking anything away from Nick.
Yeah.
Because Nick will be in shape and he always peaks perfectly. I just if everyone, like I said earlier, if you were to take everyone and put them in Ronnie Coleman's condition, which is hypothetical.
It's impossible. Yeah.
It's impossible. But if you were, the top 4 people would have been the 4 that I say.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I
could see that.
And I know it sounds terrible for other people, but you got to face facts for what they are. Some people are blessed with that structure and they've worked on it and they've built enough tissue for that structure to come to this point. And if they were in the shape that they need to be in, they are, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, the top 4 physiques on planet Earth right now.
Okay. But fortunately for the rest of the guys, conditioning and peaking is a major part of.
Absolutely. So therefore you can't, it's like, I'm not being funny, Branch would say Branch beat Dexter Jackson multiple times.
Yeah.
And that's all because Dexter came in not quite how he should have.
And Branch came in perfect.
And Branch came in perfect, which is what
And that's
Nick
what I
will
think.
come in
And
perfect.
it can be a day, right? It can be 6 hours.
Yeah.
It can be
Yeah.
4 hours.
And that's
But
what I think.
I don't run like I know I can beat people with better structure than me because they potentially will get it wrong.
Yeah.
I won't beat them if we're all 100%.
So,
But
that's-
bodybuilding is luck.
but that's Nick's strong suit. Is not
Yeah,
only
it
the fact that he's a freak. He's got a ton of muscle.
Consistent.
He's
He's
very.
consistent.
He is, and that's why I'm saying the likelihood
Ian's the
of where
same,
he
right?
is-
Ian is very consistent too.
Ian's the other one too. Yeah. Ian's
And they
another one.
walk out there, you know what they're bringing to an extent.
Yeah. And again, this is this ain't me. I'm not trying to discredit anybody because part of the parcel and part of the skill is mastering your body. So what them people, those two that you've just mentioned, have learned to do is just as impressive as the muscle we've built.
All right. So
I'm just saying, if everything was to be the same and if everybody was in that condition, there are 4 physiques on this planet that I think are Mr. Olympia potential.
All right. I'm going to throw a wrench in this shit because, and then we'll get away from predictions.
You're going to say Derek or someone. I don't think Derek's Mr. Olympia.
Oh, Derek. Well,
Not yet.
No, not this year.
Not this year. No, but
For sure not this year.
okay. So where's Iain here? 7th. Who has him in 4th? Iain has himself in 4th. Jose has him 6th. Paul has him 7th. Guy has him 7th. James had him 10th. And Ben put him in 8th.
And Burrs had him 8th.
Burrs had him 8th. Okay. Now my question is, his most recent updates are pretty fucking nutty.
They are, but they're not Mr. Olympia.
Has Iain learned to fill in some of the gaps because his back looks much better?
He looks incredible, but
And I want to also thank Iain for drawing
he's drawing pants on.
drawing underwear.
Ian,
I didn't
for
know that
me
was
is-
drawn on. I thought that was actual pants.
Ian can win multiple Arnold Classic titles.
Yeah.
I think that's someone being honest with the limit of someone's potential.
I think Ian could crack top 5.
Definitely. I just don't think that's the physique that's going to win Mr. Olympia. Not because he hasn't got the muscle. It's down to structure, and that's something that we can't change.
I don't think he's ever, especially not this year, saying he can win.
No, and I
But
don't think he has either. And that's why I'm happy to say it because I know how he thinks.
I do think he can move up. I think he's going to be significantly better than we've seen him.
Okay.
He
so
could be as high, in my opinion, he could be as high as 3rd or 4th if all goes, right.
Look, some of his shots are almost unbeatable. Like even his quarter turns. His quarter turns are probably
He's probably got the best. Yeah, he's probably got the best side quarter turn.
the reason I brought him up is not because I wanted to put him in the conversation for winning the Olympia. I don't think, like Ben said, I don't think Iain even thinks he's ready for that or will do that this year or maybe ever. But I don't know if 7th is fair. He looks like he's going to be a different bodybuilder.
It is, but it's a different lineup, man. It's a different line. If you take this physique and put it last year, I'm like, oh, he's 4th or 5th.
Oh, mate, last year he would have risen up.
But this is what I'm asking you guys. So he had a short rivalry with Hunter. He was right behind Nick and right behind Bonac. Bonac was obviously not at his best last year. Can Iain start to jump some of these guys?
I don't know because Nick wasn't his best. Nick was flat at the Olympia, and Hunter wasn't in his best shape.
Yeah, and Bonac wasn't in his best shape.
And Bonac was
all 3 of the guys that were in front of Ian were
not at his
potentially
best.
off, if you see what I mean.
And that's not to say that Iain can't, because Ian's potentially made enough progress to do so, but it will be hard based on what we've just said.
He's more dangerous this year than any other show, and that's that's all he can do. That's all he can be, right?
Let's ask a different question then. Does he slide? Does Andrew do a lot better? Because a lot of us have Andrew in like 9th or 10th. Does Andrew bring that condition from the back, and does he upset?
Oh, if that fucker's in shape, then he upsets everyone.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
Yeah.
If Lionel Becky shows up, then everyone's in trouble.
No, but there are some ifs that are realistic and some ifs that are like, no, that's never going to happen. Could George? Well, I guess what I'm saying is, could George Farah be serious when he says he can come in better?
I would have been more on that train if I'd have seen a big improvement from Texas to the Arnold.
Yeah.
But considering that's what they said they were going to do. Now, there's a lot of time that's gone by since, so they can correct that. And I'm sure that they are doing everything they can to do that. But
Okay, let's
some guys, like we discussed, some guys to bring in that condition from the back lose something else. You know,
That's right.
Yeah.
But let me just let's just play a game though. Let's play a game. If his conditioning from the back is even 25% better than it was, does that put him in like 5th?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Does he jump ahead of Iain, Bonac, Nick?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he can beat Nick, James, if he's in shape?
Yeah.
I think Nick would be the hardest out of those ones you mentioned for him to beat.
For him to leapfrog, yeah.
But I think he could definitely be getting compared with him, and it'd be a really fun comparison because of the difference in their height and stuff.
If he can not match Nick on condition, because I don't think that's ever possible for Andrew to match his condition. But if he can get more conditioned to a respectable level, his shape and size is fucking hard to ignore.
I think
Andrew's very impressive, and I just think unless you're there in the flesh, seeing it happen, it's really difficult to kind of know where to put him.
Yeah,
Samson, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the same thing, but I think he'll struggle to get past Nick and Bonac.
Yeah,
well, he'll get past Iain. He's got to get past Iain because Iain.
I don't think he will be able to get past Iain.
Iain's literally going to be like a wall.
The reason
Iain from the back is peeled and nasty conditioned, and when Andrew turns to the back, that's where everyone goes.
That's where everybody,
She's got quitty piss.
So.
Okay,
like Samson was saying, Iain's almost like that gatekeeper into that upper echelon.
Yeah.
Okay, last Olympia question, and we'll move on to like other questions. Bonac obviously is better this year. Almost beat Brandon at the Arnold, or some people think he did anyway, regardless of the gyno. Does Brandon get back into top 3? Or not Brandon, sorry, Bonac.
Yeah.
Can Bonac be right behind Brandon, like Ramy, Brandon, Bonac, and then everybody else?
No. Well, Hardy's the question mark there, isn't he?
That's exactly it. He can't be Hardy. I don't think he can be Hardy.
Can he get back in front of Nick and Hunter?
Yeah, they all could. Yes.
No. I know. I'm saying realistically. I know anything can happen. That's not what I'm asking. I'm saying realistically, could you see Bonac getting back up in front of Hunter and Nick if he's as good as he was to Arnold or better?
Yeah.
I do. No, he needs to be better than the Arnold, but yes.
Yeah.
James?
What's that? Sorry, guys.
You think Bonac can get back to where he was and get ahead of Nick and Hunter and back into the 3rd or 4th spot? Or do you think Bonac's kind of past that point?
I think Bonac and Nick are so comparable in terms of like shots that it's a flip flop.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like they have similar strengths.
Yeah.
I do not think Bonac can jump ahead of Hardy in any situation.
No, I think I would agree with that. James, do you agree with that?
I feel like Hardy's as muscled almost as not as muscled, but has enough muscle that he can beat Bonac, but also has slightly more flow.
Yeah.
And that flow is, again, I keep referring back to structure because I just think structure goes a long way.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had this point a while back. I think Bonac, he's, like I said, structure is limited. It's almost like his muscle is spilling off of his frame now to the point where it started to take away from his flow.
Yeah.
When I look at like, remember like 212 when Flex was winning, like I just look at like, yeah, there's things on Flex that weren't ideal, but the flow got him the win. Like the flow got him the win like so many times.
Who Flex?
That
he
nice...
wasn't. Well, I think with Flex it was a flow, but it was a combination of everything. His conditioning was always so good.
Yeah, but there was people that were harder.
No, I know. But if you take, so there might have been some guys that were a 10 out of 10 in one aspect. But Flex was like an 8 or 9 in all aspects.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then I feel like in flow, he was right at the number 10.
Yeah.
And I feel like flow is probably the attribute that if it's coming down to something.
If all other things are equal, that will definitely, yeah.
do.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think because if your conditioning is a little better than another guy, but his structure is way better, your conditioning has to be significantly better to put you over.
Because like Flex, like he'll tell you himself, like obviously he had digestive issues.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think you can kind of see that in his physique when you look at his quarter turns. His stomach was never as small and as tight as some of the other guys.
Mm-hmm.
But he had such roundness in the triceps and like the thighs and stuff that what he lacked, he made up for in those other areas. And then he presented himself when he posed in a way that just presented crazy flow.
Yeah.
So like, again, every one of the people that we mentioned, there's going to be something about them that we can, as critiques, can say that isn't the best thing.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the person that's on that stage on the day that has the least things you can critique? That's Mr. Olympia.
Yeah. That's exactly.
That's really true.
The fewest flaws and fewest weaknesses, right?
But that's why I say with Samson, like and I'm not putting pressure on you, but like if Samson's in that kind of condition that we know is obtainable, I feel like the least holes on a physique are the Samson and the Hunters.
But again, that's where any reservation I've had when people have asked me about Samson has been like, if he gets into condition. But my trepidation was, does he lose some of that factor?
He has
front. So that's what I'm excited as a fan. Ignoring him being here, I'd love to see the condition without it losing. I want to see whether he can deliver that. That's exciting to me.
Same. Because I think if you do that, everyone's jaws will drop, and we could have an entirely new Mr. Olympia.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the
imagine
one
that.
Samson, how do you feel about that as you've been suffering through the prep? Like, no, not whether you could be Mr. Olympia or not. How do you feel about as you get more leaner and leaner through the prep? Have you been losing any of the roundness anywhere else?
And this is what I'm saying. Like, it's been the weirdest prep of my life because the prep I've suffered, I feel like I've suffered the most. But yet my body, in terms of losing roundness and everything, has changed the least. Like, I could show you the video of me now compared to, I know a video I posted when I was about 10 weeks out.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to pick out the size difference between two of them. But you could see that one is a lot more harder than the other.
Sure.
You know, so it's just that. And it's quite weird because we haven't really done anything actively to sort of keep that roundness. It's just, I don't know. I think, you know, as some members say, it's just muscle maturity and genetics.
Yeah.
He just, no matter what he does to me, chest is always going to be round, shoulders are going to be round, arms are going to be round. It doesn't lose that, you know. Yeah, you might feel flat and feel like crap inside, but there's hardly any tells to that. Have you pictured yourself as Mr. Olympia? Like, could you believe that? No. Honestly, I can't even go there. Anytime I try to, this is one weird thing because anytime I try to like imagine it, my mind just shuts down and it almost goes like computer error. It just doesn't quite. I can't honestly. It's too overwhelming, especially when you know that you haven't even done your first Olympia yet to even envision that. You know, so it's just. I just can't.
Okay, this is
too big for me.
Okay, that's an important.
He's gonna be 12th, and then he's gonna be like, "You guys are fucking idiots."
We're not sitting here saying Samson's gonna be Mr. Olympia. We're just saying he has the potential to. Which, with Ben, if you remember, we said that when we were training that one day, we were training legs.
Yeah,
I think we all stopped you at some point during that leg workout, Samson, and said, "Look, if you can put this all together, there's no reason why it can't be."
Yeah, but everyone put him aside like he didn't know, like he wasn't trying.
He doesn't know, but he doesn't know. But I don't think he does know.
That reality. It's the reality check, isn't it? It's like you in the back of your mind, you know that's your draw, you know that's your thing. But when you could tell it to yourself, but when someone else calls you out and tells you, look, seriously, you know, like honestly, I'm telling you, like after I came back from Toronto, seeing you guys on Texas, I mean, honestly, that lit a fire under me that you wouldn't believe. You know,
well,
I mean,
I think it's really important to hear what your peers have to say about you.
Yeah,
like you can get compliments all day long from fans, and it's really nice. The adoration is very nice, but when one of your peers, like I did a podcast with Lee Labrado when I was in Texas, and I have a lot of respect for Lee. I see him as a very inspirational figure who's done everything.
A fangirl.
I totally was a fangirl, totally. But when we were done our podcast, he looked at me and said, "You know what? You're really good at this." And I've heard that before from other people, but hearing it from Lee, I was like, fuck, man, that feels good, right? Yeah. So, not that you look up to me or Ben or anything like that, the way you would.
I do, though. Yeah.
Yeah, but just hearing it from your peers alone is because it makes you realize that other people see something in you that only you thought you saw in yourself.
Yeah, and honestly, that it does change your approach to everything. You know, it does kind of it motivates you more than you can ever believe, because it's one thing you kind of saying it and telling yourself all the time that, yeah, I know I can do it, I know I can do it. But when other people see it and they say it to you and they say, look, if you can do this, this, and this, you can be here. All of a sudden, it's no longer a pipe dream or something like that. It's like, okay, there's reality to it. And honestly, it just gives you a target.
James, how important, because I had this conversation with Dean, because Dean White, for those of you who don't know, is a 212 competitor. He just turned pro like a few months ago. He won his pro debut. He's doing the Arnold or the Olympia now, and Ben's working with him at the house. Super nice guy, but also very hard on himself and does not see himself as good as he really is. So not that Samson thinks that, but just in not thinking he could be Mr. Olympia. James, how much does that play a factor in actually getting there? Do you think a guy could become a Mr. Olympia if he doesn't actually think he could become a Mr. Olympia?
Yeah, I do, because I think people surprise themselves and sometimes turn into believers after their actions.
Okay.
You're not always a believer. Sometimes you learn to believe after you see something you've done be achieved.
Sure.
If you ask any of us in our achievements, I think a lot of time we never foretold or foresaw even where we are now. I remember like just battling it with, Samson back in the day just to turn pro. And I certainly never thought I'd win a pro show, let alone 3. Even now I'm like, I've won 3 pro shows. That's like,
but is that true, James? Like, you never. So question, just
it's fire.
No, it's a very specific question. When you turn pro, and you had goals to do whatever you did in men's bodybuilding, did you have any thoughts in your mind that you could win a small show or any shows?
It's weird. You lie to yourself.
Okay, how?
Because you don't believe, but you tell yourself, I've come too fucking far to quit. So you don't have to believe to still have that mentality. So I never truly believed I could win things, but I'm a stubborn motherfucker, and I'll be damned if I don't try.
But did you lie to like when you say you lied to yourself?
I did lie to myself.
Did you say I can win it even if you didn't believe it?
Absolutely lied to myself, and I will continue to do that. If that not continue to, but sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah, of course. Because
you have to put that on yourself, because no one else is going to put it on you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time, especially if people don't believe in you.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of people not believe in me.
Yeah.
Most people, even friends that say they do, they don't. So I've carried my own weight, and that's why I lie to myself a lot. And that is almost like you're setting up the goalpost, even though you really don't want to go there, but you've put it in place.
Let me ask you this, James. So let's just do a complete hypothetical, because I'm trying to this kind of stuff fascinates me, because I think about my own limitations that I put on my own career.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to win a small show, but I never saw myself winning an Arnold or Olympia or anything like that. And so when I didn't place well at those shows, it hurt, but I didn't really care, because I was like, I never saw it. Right. Yeah. So I always tell people, you put your own limits on yourself.
Yeah.
Because of my own personal experiences. But I guess what I want to ask is, let's hypothetically say Samson takes 5th this year, right? Does then that thought process change enough to let him become Mr. Olympia? Because then he's like,
it does. Yes, it does.
I think immediately.
So you build your own confidence, is what you're saying.
You do. It's step by you. The action leads to confidence following.
Yeah,
you can't be. It's a lot of some people are probably confident before they take action, and I usually see that as arrogance. Whereas I think take action and then just earn yourself the confidence. The confidence. And I think that's a really good approach to life in general. Like it's okay it teaches you one thing. It's okay to be scared about what your endeavor is.
Yeah.
It's okay to have fear, because the fear can carry you in a positive light if you're someone that can take that and not let it sink you.
I think you should be fucking scared of what you're trying to achieve.
It means something if it does.
Yeah.
If something didn't have that emotional effect on you, then it doesn't mean as much to you as it could potentially.
I want to read this question to you, just because it's along the same lines. It's just a little different.
Yeah.
So this guy wrote me this DM, and he said, this might be a question for the podcast, but as an entrepreneur, what was it that made you think I'm prepared to start Hostile and there's a good chance it may fail and I've lost thousands? What made you overcome the element of risk, the high probability you could lose tens of thousands of dollars, and take a chance? So it's kind of like along the same lines of fear.
Yeah.
Is you don't know.
You don't.
So you just do it anyway and hope, and just put all your eggs in one basket and try and
to To quote Del Boy, he who dares wins, Rodders.
Oh yeah.
He's like, what's that?
Right.
It's like,
I don't know what that is.
You boys know.
It's a
James
British thing.
knows.
Only fools and horses.
But it's the same. It is true though, right? He who dares wins.
Dorian always said it. He put all his eggs in one basket.
Yeah, I guess that's why we always tell people to set small goals. Because as you set those small goals, and that's why I never set my goals past winning a small show, because I thought I'm going to set my goal there, and then after I do that, I could set my goal somewhere else.
Confidence it's a gradual process. You can't
Not
just
for,
go
but not for everybody, James. That's the thing I always wonder.
but for the genetically similar to us, those who have a similar mindset to us, because it is genetics. Mindset is genetic.
But I wonder, but I wonder, like when I look at certain people that become extremely successful. I just want to finish this thought. When I look at certain people that become extremely successful, they don't think like us.
Probably not. But then that's
Speak
there
for
is
yourself, mate.
how many ways are there? There's so many ways to skin the cat, as they say, and you can only relate to those who you can relate to.
No, I understand that. I guess,
and I suppose the four of us have a similar.
I guess what I'm trying to ask is it better to learn how to try to be more confident and believe in yourself without needing proof? Like if you look at Phil, right? If you look at Phil, or you look at Phil Heath, or if you look at Nick Walker, or if you look at Dorian Yates, their belief in themselves was much, much higher than what we're describing.
Well, do you know the discrepancy that I see? It's the difference between the audio and the visual.
What does that mean?
Saying, I believe in myself.
Yeah.
And actually believing in themselves.
Yeah.
A lot of people will say
it, but they don't actually.
Things.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I just said. I lied to myself.
I think so.
Constantly.
Yeah.
But you can tell when that's the case. And then you can tell when someone actually starts to believe it. And then when the penny drops. But
is it good? But I think it's a good thing to lie to yourself, because I think like the whole fake it till you make it bullshit is real.
It is.
If you have to be that, like you said, because you said some people aren't always like that, right?
Yeah.
For those of us that are, then yes, you have to
fake it till you make it.
Speak it out loud, and then make yourself step one foot in front of the other to make it happen. But
you have to create an urgency.
Yes.
And an urgency comes from a small amount of distress in trying to see something achieved.
Okay, but let's go back. I want to answer that. I want to see if you guys can answer that question for me. The guys that have become very successful, like when I said Phil, Nick, Dorian Yates, like when you listen to Dorian Yates' story, he basically said, if I don't place, if I'm not in the top 3, I'm not fucking doing this anymore. Like that's the level of belief he had himself. So
but is that belief?
I believe I was just a way of saying.
Or is it? I don't know if it's belief or is that pressure creates, like you're putting yourself in a position where you have to work.
But for him to create that pressure, he would have to believe that he was good enough to be in that top 3.
I don't know. I don't necessarily think it's that.
Yeah, I don't.
I think he creates that standard.
Yeah.
That forces him to work, even whether he believed he was going to do it or not.
But are we just using
him take the same steps? No, because you're saying he believed it, but I still think that might have been James's philosophy, where he's like, if I don't get top 3, I'm going to quit. In that, it made him then. It created that urgency. It created that. Fuck! I have to. I can't just. I'm not just good enough. I have to be good enough. I have to make myself good enough.
Yeah. That's how I see it.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I never thought of that. I always thought to myself, he must have believed he could be Mr. Olympia, because he set his sights on it before he didn't say, I want to be in the top 6. He's like, I'm going to win the Mr. Olympia.
I think the belief you're talking about is the belief that if I find something special within myself, then I can.
What does that mean? Explain that.
If I'm able to push myself to another level, if I'm able to go further, if I'm able to ask my body for more and my mentality more, then I believe I can be there.
Okay, I want to push back just a little bit. So let's just say you're saying the pressure built the belief, but what I'm saying is maybe the belief built the pressure.
I feel like if you believe with no reason to believe, I think it says a lot about your character design, and I don't think that's the best trait.
No,
but wait, hear me out for a second, James. So his work ethic and how meticulous he was in everything he did did that come from the belief that he could be the best in the world? So that belief made him check every single box. Like if he said, it's like Nick. Think about Nick, right? Nick thinks he can be the best in the world. Does that thought process and belief, is that what makes him tick every single box every day?
That's what makes him tick. Him.
I'll say this as a coach, I would rather take an athlete, all things being equal, I would rather take an athlete that has some doubt than has that confidence.
It depends. Not if you have somebody like a Dorian or a Nick where their belief is driving their work ethic.
Yeah. No, I'm saying for the most part, as a broad.
Yeah, in general. In general.
Show me an athlete that doesn't really truly, that it has some self-doubt. I can say to them, oh yeah, that's fine, you can doubt. But if we do this, and this.
I agree with you. In general, a little bit of fear is good. But what I'm saying is, like, if you look at Phil Heath, you know,
I think Phil had a lot of insecurities and doubt.
You think he had a lot of doubt?
Loads.
Yeah.
And I think he was aggressive because of it. I think that's why he was quite angry.
I think you can
get like that. Yeah, you get like that when you feel like you deserve some respect, and that comes from you not necessarily believing in yourself, but proving yourself wrong. Because then you're like, well, I respect myself now because I fucking proved myself wrong.
Well,
so you should fucking respect me too. And I totally get that because I've been frustrated before like that.
Yeah,
I think what's good to describe Phil is Phil has a chip on his shoulder, right?
Yeah.
That fuck it. You don't believe in me. Watch.
Yeah.
I think that more.
But does
that plays more of a role?
But I know that part was there, but did he believe in himself? Obviously he did. But what I want to know is did he believe in himself before taking third at the Olympia or whatever place he took first? Because I want to know, did he know he was
get him on the fucking podcast and you ask him.
He doesn't my podcast
he doesn't like you.
My podcast's not big enough for Phil. He's just podcast.
I think a lot of this comes down to other factors as well. Like it's how you've been like raised, you know. Have you been raised by a family that perhaps follows religion quite tight, that believes in faith and fate?
Yeah.
Because fate can give you courage and surety. So if you're someone that's maybe religious and feels like you have a higher meaning to achieve, then it's already there.
But it can also create complacency.
Of course it could. So it's now down to the individual.
As long as I believe, then it's going to fall into place. You have to make shit happen.
The thing with this question is it's not a linear answer, because for as many colors of skin there are on this planet, there's as many thought patterns. For as many so-called genders there are now, there's different beliefs. Like I don't think we can really answer this. We can only answer from our own experience. So everything we're saying right now is based upon probably our own past.
You're right. And my perspective on it has been based on my own experience, which is I don't think when I look back at my bodybuilding career, I don't think I believed enough in myself
to take you further.
Yeah. And the limitations I put on myself are exactly where I reached. Yeah. I reached, James,
where you wanted to.
I reached exactly the point in my career where my mind could see.
Yeah. So you were like, okay, I can see myself being, winning a couple of nice shows.
I could see myself winning a small show. I could see myself having a, 6-figure contract. I could see myself having a little bit of popularity. I saw all that.
Yeah. I think some of that then, the what didn't change then was your surroundings at the time didn't encourage the next thought.
The next one.
Yeah. And that comes, I think a lot of that doesn't come from internal, that's external, because sometimes it takes hearing, like you said, hearing from someone else to then see the next. And perhaps there was an absence of that maybe in your life at a time where it could have been very pivotal in your next steps.
You're right, because if you'd have started off with, I'm going to win Olympia, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too big.
It's too overwhelming.
Yeah.
And you went, okay, well, I want to turn pro. Okay, well, I want to win a pro show. But when you did those things, and I'm not telling you what happened, I was asking, then it seems like that next step was missing. Like, fuck it, now I'm going to go on and win Olympia. Because if you say Ronnie Coleman basically did what you did up to a point, right? And then he carried on going.
He kept going.
It's endurance. Yeah. It's just someone who keeps going, isn't it?
So this is all Paul's fault, is what we're saying.
Yes. He was
too
high.
Encouraging enough.
Paul High was too high and too relaxed.
You were too baked. You were like, let's just chill, man.
He didn't encourage me to go any further. That was it for me. Fuck.
But like it is every man's who we are around is our decision. So there's nothing wrong with your time when you decided to call it a day is what was best for your own, I think, happiness. And I say that because even though you might not have felt happy calling it a day, things may have been worse if you continued down that road and put that pressure on yourself.
Yeah. I know the reason I'm bringing this topic up is because this thought process exists everywhere in life.
Everything.
Right? It's not just bodybuilding. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because I don't want to take that same mindset I had in bodybuilding and apply it to my business.
Mm-hmm.
So
don't reach a point where you're like, oh.
So when I'm asking you guys this, I'm asking you, when someone starts a company, do they go, I'm going to be $100 million fucking company? Or do they go, let me reach 10 million first, and then I reach 20, and I reach 50?
I think the second is more realistic,
more accurate.
Yeah.
And healthier.
I'd have done a hybrid. I'd have gone the first part like 10, and then I'd be like, okay, now 100.
Yeah, just
I would have just then
jump your further.
I've got the ball. Yeah. Once the ball's rolling, then I start getting like risky and stuff.
Well, I mean, in actuality, the way you're supposed to do things is set big goals and small goals.
Yeah.
So like, I want to be $100 million company.
Well, yeah, it's the big goal, and then how do I get there, and what stages do I take?
Yeah. Interesting.
It is interesting.
Good conversation. I like that. All right, let's do a question.
I know. I want to know, Samson and James, what you eating post show?
Everything, bro. I've smashed McDonald's. I've still got to do 175 chicken nuggets, bro.
No, you're not.
No, Fouad did them the other day. Fouad did the nugget challenge here. He did the Big Mac challenge, the nugget challenge.
Oh, did he?
Fucking
how do you manage?
He didn't fucking stop. He didn't lose. Put it that way. He didn't fucking lose.
Good man.
Oh man.
I'm eating whoever wants to eat something on the fucking Sunday morning, and then whatever.
No, wait. Let's do Monday morning. Do Monday morning.
I can do Monday as well.
Sunday, I got a bunch of photo shoots shit to do for Hostile. Monday morning,
so you can't be all sweaty and hot.
No, I'm not taking my clothes off. Samson,
you might be doing.
What's the name of that place we went to in Texas? The breakfast place that I really liked.
IHOP.
Oh yeah, that's me. That's me.
He loves the IHOP.
That's why I'm gonna be.
IHOP fucking awesome.
Oh, we went IHOP, didn't we as well? Yeah, with Keown.
Yeah. I had IHOP a few times last week. It was delicious.
Really, right now.
I was sorry, Samson. Oh shit!
You had IHOP. You had IHOP. You had McDonald's. You had
I love
barbecue.
The McDonald's wasn't my fault. It was your fault.
The McDonald's is garbage. I didn't eat mine.
Was that the first time you've ever had McDonald's?
Yeah, it's fucking horrible. I literally took one
James,
bite.
You should have seen.
I literally
what
took
meal
one
did you have?
And I went, fuck that.
You should have seen how angry he was. He took one bite. He took one bite of a Big Mac, and he was like, "This is disgusting." And he
didn't like the Mac sauce, the Big Mac sauce in it,
dude. Okay, put it this way: we ordered a gourmet burger like 2 days later because Dean had to have a refeed.
Yeah,
smoked it.
You're too sophisticated.
A real burger.
Oh my god, James! You hit it.
I got up. I got up and made. They were all sitting around eating McDonald's, and I got up and made oats and whey.
James, you hit it right on the fucking head. Even the way he said he was disgusted was sophisticated.
Dude, I'm not putting that shit in my body.
This is disgusting.
It was disgusting. It was.
And then the next day, he comes over, and me and Justin were eating Doritos, and he was like, "Give me a couple Doritos." So we gave him the bag. He took a couple fucking Doritos. And he's like, "This is disgusting." I'm like, "It's fucking Doritos. They're delicious."
It's junk. It's junk. It's fucking horrible.
I want junk now. Now you're making me want.
No, but look, I'm not opposed to eating junk because what did I do? I ordered McDonald's and I ordered a fucking chocolate milkshake and I pounded the shit out of that chocolate milk. I'm happy to eat junk. I just have to enjoy it.
But who doesn't enjoy a Big Mac?
Me, it's fucking garbage.
You're the only person I've ever met.
Oh my God. I really want to go on my second monitor and go to Deliveroo right now.
All right, we'll get off food.
I love food. I'm terrible.
Oh, man.
But James, a gourmet burger or a Big Mac? Come on.
They both have
it's
their
mood.
place.
It's mood.
The ones you get the fastest.
Do I want something semi-cold and sweaty like a McDonald's? Sometimes I do. You know, sometimes
I will never eat a McDonald's. I'll never eat McDonald's ever again.
You have to be able to understand why
chicken nuggets with fucking barbecue sauce are king.
Sweet and sour sauce.
Barbecue, bro.
All right, when we do our challenge,
I'm using barbecue sauce.
Monday morning.
I'm on it. I honestly, I'm on it.
You're definitely not going to eat 175 nuggets. I'm almost positive.
Don't underestimate the shed.
175 nuggets.
He's going to be post-show.
He thinks he
protein. I can eat protein all fucking day. It doesn't even touch the sides.
Sam, so what do you think?
Wait, one sitting?
Yes.
One sitting, bro.
Once. Oh.
It might be a 4-hour sitting, but I'll do it.
No, we got to put a limit. It's got to be
All right, well, all right, 90 minutes.
like a normal dinner is 2 hours.
Yeah, okay. Oh, even better because I think I can do it in 90 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, this is gonna be interesting.
I think
plenty,
James- I think-
plenty
I
of
think
barbecue
James-
sauce.
I
No
think
fizzy
James might
drink.
win.
No fizzy drink.
You think
Maybe
James
a
can do
glass
it,
of
Ben?
milk or two. Bam.
I think James will out eat everyone.
Bro, I've just done 3,000 grams of carbs the last 2-3 days, and I'm fucking starving.
You remember, Fouad, you're not what you used to be.
I
James
know
is
I'm
a
not
lot
in my
more-
I'm not in my prime. Not in my
No,
prime.
if look, knowing how you eat now in your prime is a different story. We're not talking about that. I'm talking
I
about
know.
this. I think James might.
Dude, I guys, I go flat after doing 1,000 gram carb days.
Yeah.
Like it's stupid. My body's fucked right now.
You know
I
what's
don't even
funny? I don't doubt you at all, but I just got to see it. So we're gonna do it together. I'll probably get to like.
You can watch it. You don't have to do it with him. You know.
No,
that,
I want to
right?
try.
He's got
No,
sweat.
yeah, how do
There's
you know
sweat
that was
equity.
coming, right?
I'm gonna get through. I think I can get through. I might be able to get to 100. There's no way I'm doing 175.
100's a good benchmark though.
I did 50, like no problem. So I think
I
I
think
can do
I think with enough sauce, it's doable.
It's the sauce. It's the key.
175?
Sauce is key.
No, 100. 100 is easy with.
I need like if I have like maybe a liter of barbecue sauce, I'm good.
a liter.
Literally a liter.
Imagine going through a liter of barbecue sauce.
All right. Here's another question. No sauce, dry chicken nugs. How
Oh
many?
fuck, 10.
Yeah.
Oh no. They
I-
still make they make me salivate for the first 50, I reckon.
Oh, James,
I
you're a
think.
fucking animal, man. Fuck. All right, Samson.
Yeah.
Your wife has been kidnapped and is being held in a location 30 minutes away. You're driving to rescue her. It's a warm night and your windows are down. Do you listen to music on the drive? Yes or no?
Who said I'm driving to? Who said I was going to go drive to rescue her?
Oh, you're just gonna leave.
Take,
You're just
take
gonna
my
leave
time
it?
for a bit. Like, hold on. How long do I got? Just
Bit
let
of
me
Phil
chill for a
Collins
bit.
on the way
Let me
to
enjoy
save
the
your life.
quietness. Nah, if you drive rescue, you got to listen to some hardcore music, right? You got to
So you put the music on and go.
that pumps you up, like yeah, some John Wick music or something, like yeah.
Yeah, some techno like dance, like fucking hardcore synths.
Oh.
Somebody sent me that question. I thought it was fucking funny.
I thought that's quite a good question.
All right, let's do a few. Which Olympia will be better, 2022 or 2024, when all the newer guys are closer to their peak? I thought that was interesting. Just think about it.
Into 2023.
They're not
Yeah,
there yet.
He's
They're not
given him
there
2
yet.
years. He's given him
He's
2
given them
years.
2
bro.
years to get better.
We're just skipping a year out.
Well, it actually does make sense because if you think about it, Hunter's 30, Ian's 31, then Nick's 28. Everybody will be closer to their prime in a couple of years. Makes sense.
Andrew's like 48.
Yeah, Samson's 38. Samson, you 38?
I'm not
37.
38. Damn,
30, 37.
2 years on me. I'm 36.
36. Oh, you're still young.
No,
Samson,
no.
I'm telling you, Samson's in his
freaking
prime.
38.
Samson's in his prime.
I'm going to say Samson's Mr. Olympia by 39.
Ooh.
2024, Samson, Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
I'm put that on my calendar now.
I think you should.
Wait. Get a boner. You've got to match the prize money. Hostile has to match the prize money.
Oh, by that point, I'll be like, yeah.
In 2 years, we'll be able to do it. It won't be a problem.
Anyway, there you go.
I'll start time it right then.
You're welcome, Samson. I just got you a fucking huge bonus if you want to.
Oh, new car, baby. New car.
This one is pretty easy, but I thought someone of you could explain it because you guys kind of all do something different. Actually, Samson, you do both, but what's more beneficial, a cheat meal or a refeed? So before you guys answer, I'll just say both are important, but I don't know, Ben or James or Samson, does anybody want to clarify?
I'll say, for me, refeed is more, we get more results from a refeed than a cheat meal. I think cheat meal, I fill out quickly on it, but I also go flat and water on it.
So can you explain to people what the difference is in
more
your
nutritional values in it?
Okay.
Refeed, you're eating more of what you're already eating, like more rice, more carbs, more things that your body's already
and
used
cheat
to.
meal
So
is like something shitty.
cheat meal is just junk, and it helps your mindset and it sort of fills you out though. But because of all the junk and the lack of nutrition in it, you end up holding on to water and having the side effects of it a lot more.
So physically refeed, mentally cheat meal.
Well, I think physically there's place for a cheat meal too.
Yes, but which is more peak? I think which has more benefit
More
physically
benefit to your physique.
to your
Yeah.
physique.
James, Ben, I feel like you have more nuance here. You want to go ahead with it? You look like you want to say something.
Leptin levels, lad. Leptin levels.
No, it also, I mean, it depends. I'm talking more like closer to the show, and if we're talking time frames and fullness and flatness, and if we have to expedite a process, you know, if we had to make weight and then we don't have long, then there's a different opportunity to use.
Okay, let me make it more specific.
During the middle of a prep, refeeds. At the minute, actually what we did with Dean, for instance, 2 nights ago is he had a cheat meal the night before and then a refeed the next day.
Yeah, a cheat meal wasn't enough, right?
I think so.
I fed him, and I knew that the next day was going to be high. I just wasn't sure how high we were going to go with the 5 meals. So we just didn't give him 5 meals, and that just takes him over. And then this morning was a good look. But I got the ball rolling. He had a good night's sleep. So the cheat meal got the ball rolling and got him a good sleep. And then we started tempering the food.
Sleep's so important, man.
So I'll say, I think there's a place for a cheat meal physically too, because I think a refeed, you know, if you give me more cream of rice or more rice or whatever, I think that's beneficial. But I sometimes think a big dose of fucking sugar, grease, you know, bread, whatever it is you're having your cheat meal, sometimes that can fucking really help.
I'll say this, when you have a physique that is a bit more tired, I mean, with Dean, we're dealing with, it's a long prep, right? We've had six shows. I have to be a little more conservative with these refeeds and spread them out. That's why I did the cheat, but then an extended refeed into the next day, rather than a big, heavy load post-workout and a hard cheat, because I find that when the physique is tired, doing that big aggressive refeed, all that happens is they get a little more, it's too much, they get more watery than they do full.
Yeah.
Whereas when the physique is tired and I introduce food across maybe a 2-day period, it gives the body more time to uptake. And so if you just have a cheat meal, you're going to reduce some cortisol levels across a shorter window, right? Whereas if you're doing a refeed for maybe 24 hours or 36 hours, you're bringing cortisol levels down for an extended period of time now. And actually that pays off, that pays dividends 2 days later, you know?
James.
Sorry, I was looking at Burger King online just to tease myself. I'm not even lying. I was literally looking at them, reading the calories and all that.
Chicken Royale. Yeah, chicken Royale with cheese.
So, what was you going to say? Fouad?
I was going to ask you. You've been doing cheat meals.
So, I do cheat meals when I've got enough time before the show to not need to draw the water back down.
Yeah.
As I get closer to the show, more likely to be refeeds so that we don't get that response like you've mentioned, just so that we can kind of play around with the end look for the prep. Because, like, for example, I've done 3 days of high carbs now. It gives us a little bit of an indication of how much I can tolerate eating without causing any issues and what it does to my look. So I can use that going into the show. Obviously, if I'm 6 weeks out plus, cheat meals are cool because, again, I think mostly for me it's a mental thing because I just like to have fun. I said to myself, I won't do bodybuilding shows anymore unless I can have cheat meals because I can't be asked. Like, for me, I know I can have cheat meals, so why wouldn't I?
That's right. That's right.
And then obviously, as you get close to the show, like last 4 weeks, if you don't have one, you don't have one. So yeah, this is what it is, isn't it? So that's the last.
What is this? What is this? 1.125. What is that?
It's just the carbs per meal over the last few days. So I did an 875 day. And then I did 1,000 yesterday and 1,000 today. 1,000 day before and then 1,000 yesterday.
Wait. I don't understand. It's carbs per meal. What is that? So this is
day 1, 125 grams of carbs.
7 meals. So that's 1 meal, 2 meal, 3 meal, 4 meal. It's just showing you how many
you had
meals.
125 for each meal. I get it.
Yeah. And then the following day I had 8 meals, and then yesterday I had 8 meals as well.
Why does it say 1, 2? So these ones don't have any fat in them?
No additional, just chicken. So Okay.
Yeah.
And then I add some to the last meal just to satiate before bed to stop me from fucking waking up hungry. Because I will, like, even after 7. I know.
That's amazing. And you're this fucking lean?
Yeah.
Fuck, James, that's crazy.
That's why I know I have to fucking eat, bro. Like
It's third or fourth show, right? Third or fourth show by now.
Third, yeah. And
so at this point he's really ramping up. Metabolism
and I can lose size so easily, so I have to really.
You're looking crispy as fuck, James.
It's getting there, man. It's getting there. It's like we've just like one thing I need is my legs to get some rest so that the details come through a bit more because obviously I was doing cardio like direct. Now I'm kind of pulling it back a bit.
Yeah.
So just playing around really.
Are you keeping the black beard?
Yeah, of course, man.
So James, you said you do 800 and then 1,000. So what's a baseline day?
400-ish. So a rest day is 280, 300. Training day is 400-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's just watching me do some deadlifts.
When is this from? When is this from?
A while ago.
Fuck, James.
Yeah, look, the beard is not dark.
Look
That's
at
not
that. 8, 9?
Yeah, 8 plates. It's just 3. I've just
Dude, you make
Exactly.
that fucking shit look so easy. It's just ridiculous.
sometimes.
When is this from?
Earlier in the year.
24 weeks ago.
Yeah.
What is that?
Whenever.
1, 2,
8
3,
plates.
4, 8 plates.
Oh no, that's 7 for 10.
7. That's 7. Yeah,
I've got an 8. I did an 8 plate squat the same day for 3. That's why, because I'm wearing the same shit.
What the fuck,
So
James? Are those sleeves or wraps?
that is wraps. I wouldn't squat that without sleeves. I was without wraps, to be fair.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Somebody
Big
somewhere out there is watching this going, he's wearing wraps. It doesn't count.
Oh, of course. You know what it's like, bro. You know what it's like.
Oh, I hate people. Okay. Impressive, James. I like seeing
Thank
that
you.
shit.
Appreciate it, man.
Okay. Nope. Okay, let me just skip through some of these. I'll suck.
You fucking do this every time.
What do you honestly think has changed the conditioning standard since the 90s?
There's no change in standard.
Wait a minute. Lee Priest answers this and he says, people aren't as hungry. Before, contracts were the main way to survive, and to get one, you had to be good. Now every douche can make money without the same sacrifices as back then.
Yeah, Lee doesn't. But Lee's cool, and Lee, what he's targeting a certain demographic, and it isn't us.
Yeah.
Like Lee gets annoyed with the same people we get annoyed with.
Yeah, but then that's not fair for him to answer that then, because to the person asking, he's asking about a standard since the 90s bodybuilding.
Yeah, I think it's
and Lee is answering this way, and if he's not talking about bodybuilders, then the guy asking the question is not going to understand that.
I know. So to clarify that, that's me. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Yeah. So that because I know how Lee kind of words things, and it's more dictated towards the things that piss him off, and it's definitely like the fucking gym shark knob cheeses that come in the gym that have like every fucking camera in their face.
Just to clarify, also, bodybuilders' main income, open men's bodybuilders' main income is still supplement contracts.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean for everybody. I'm sure there's a couple guys here or there, maybe that have good YouTube channels or have clothing lines or whatever it is. For the main part, open men's bodybuilding, their salaries from supplement contracts are still their main source of income, and it's not any different. Yeah. And as far as the conditioning standard, it also is not different. No. The look is different.
There's people now that are harder than people in the 90s.
Yeah, you can't, if you could go back in time and do a body fat DEXA scan, whatever you want to call it, of Kevin Levrone, and then do the same body fat scan, DEXA scan of Nick Walker or Iain or Hadi, it's going to be fucking exactly the same. The difference is the look is different. The muscle is fuller. There's more muscle.
People are bigger.
So it doesn't look as crisp and separated as when guys are smaller. Me and James, me and you
James, say this.
We've had this conversation many times. When you're bigger, the lines get a little bit more.
We use Jordan Peters as an example. Like Jordan got so full, so big and muscular that a lot of detail isn't the same as it was when he was lighter.
Yeah. And I think that people watching, maybe not in the inner circle of bodybuilding, understand that maybe, but the more, mainstream followers of bodybuilding, maybe they don't understand that the smaller the physique, the easier it is to get separated.
You also remember the footage from yesteryear as well.
Yeah.
Lends itself to making things look a little harder, drier, crispier.
Because how many times have we seen that British Grand Prix video floating around?
Oh, and it looks incredible.
It's like the grainiest, best lighting like you've ever seen in your life. Yeah.
I'm making meal while doing this.
It's okay. We only got a few more. We'll do like 10 more minutes. Samson, you okay, man? You got to go eat.
Yeah, I'm good.
James, are you still good?
Yeah. I'm going to call Amp after. I've got a phone call, but it's fine. I've got another 10 minutes to go.
Okay. Do you think bodybuilders in general have a higher likelihood of anxiety and depression?
Oh,
I don't know if that comes from bodybuilding or if we're that way before bodybuilding and we use bodybuilding as a way to kind of negate it.
I think everybody. Sorry, go ahead, Samson. I'll let you answer first.
I think it does. Honestly, I do. And part of it's probably we probably all had our own different issues before coming to bodybuilding. We bring into it, and part of it is honestly the drugs. It does cause that.
I was going to say the drugs. I was going to say
drugs and the pressure.
This is the thing. I think it's both, because I think what happens is, I think majority of bodybuilders are introverts, and they probably already have some level of insecurity or depression or anxiety. And when you add the drugs amplify whoever you are as a person.
Yep, exactly.
If you're a fucking asshole, you're going to be way more of an asshole. If you're depressed, you're going to be more depressed. If you're anxious, you're going to be more anxious. Like that's.
But you're off drugs, so why are you still an asshole?
Well, because I was an asshole. I was an asshole before I started doing steroids. I became way more of an asshole after I started.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Fuck you, Ben. Let's see. No. What is one family holiday tradition you look forward to every year?
I'm looking forward to going to do Christmas in Norway. I've only done it once or twice before, but that's really nice.
What's so special about it?
I don't know. I think it's just, for me, not really having family here. It's just nice to get together with people and feel like you have a family again,
Yeah.
I think it's that sense of just having somewhere that you can just truly relax and other people look after you.
I can understand that. I go to Summer's parents for Christmas sometimes.
Yeah.
And her mom just takes care of me because she knows.
Yeah, man.
She knows well, I'm an ex bodybuilder now, but she knows I eat every few hours, so she's always preparing food and taking care of me. And her dad always wants to talk about motorcycles and whatever. And it's yeah, I get that feeling. I get what you mean.
Nice to be that person again.
Yeah,
almost nurtured a little bit.
Yeah.
The problem is you eat every few hours, but not desserts. And
Just picking,
I didn't say I eat clean every 2 or 3 hours.
The eating is still there. The eating habit is still there. Time frame.
It's just the schedule. The schedule's the same.
The food's changed.
The schedule is different.
The schedule's the same. The foods are different.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Ben. I'm gonna say not anymore, but so I grew up in a Muslim home, and we have Ramadan once a year. I think you guys know what Ramadan is, where we fast for the month.
Yeah.
So we fast for the month, and you fast from dusk till dawn every day for 30 days. And I think my favorite part of that month was my parents would wake, because you have to eat before sunrise. So my mom would wake us all up. As a kid, I remember my mom would wake us all up, me and my brothers and my sister, and it'd be 4 a.m, and we'd be having this big feast for breakfast.
Yeah.
And we would all sit around and eat and fucking laugh and be together and and then you fast during the day. And then at the end of the day, when the sun drops, you have another big feast to break your fast. And I missed that. I missed that 4 a.m, everybody waking up with their eyes half closed, fucking from sleeping, and then just sitting around and eating. See, Ben, now you know why my eating habits are so bad. It's just
don't blame your religion.
All my
Don't
good,
blame your fucking family.
all my good memories in my life have to do with food. It's
it's a good excuse, to be fair, though.
Samson, you got one? You got something?
I don't know. For me, I don't think I really have much, because
do you and Mel do
it's always me and Mel. So any holiday we celebrate, Christmas and all that is always sort of the same as just us. So,
but you guys do some interesting shit. Do you have any traditions, or just do something different every year?
We just do something different every year.
Yeah.
Whatever we can afford, whatever we can get into, we just do.
That's nice, man. That's good, though, because that is kind of the tradition.
Yeah.
Your tradition is to do something. We say to ourselves,
different.
let's do something different this year.
Well, I remember when Samson came down here, we were talking about him and Mel and what they do and hang out. And you said every weekend you try and find a different place to go.
Find something just to do, some place to go. Especially after shows, immediately I'm okay, we need to do something completely out of bodybuilding or something completely different.
Absolutely. That's
And when you
Um,
left, before you left, remember I said to you, I said, I'm going to try and do this with Summer.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. I've
And
been seeing that. I'm
I haven't
really
done,
impressed.
I haven't done anything. I did a
What?
couple, I did a couple,
What
I did a
those
couple
videos?
things.
Oh no! Don't tell me you took like multiple photos from the same event and then keep posting. Every time I'm like, look over here. Oh no, now they're over here. No, it's the same. Oh no.
No. I swear. After you left. No, I started going to we started going to like these different beaches and shit. I'm like, and I kept thinking about, like, Samson would be proud of me right now.
Because I saw it and I was like, oh, this is cool. He's actually, even Matt was like, oh man, he's really making an effort, man. This looks really good.
No,
Right,
because
yeah.
I thought about what you said, because James, when Samson was here, we were talking about his relationship and him going to, like, he said he was outdoorsy and he goes to parks all the time with his wife.
Yeah.
And we joked around about it, but I thought it was cool that they would just pick a place on a map and be like, we're going to go here.
I like that. It's like treasure hunting.
Yeah, every weekend. You said it was every weekend, right? Or every other weekend, they would go somewhere different. And I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool. I could get behind that.
I like that. I think that's good. I think that's very good.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'll
Ben,
do all
do you
over
have any traditions that you like?
Not right now. We're finding our way through a young family, so we're
that. You
establishing.
could establish them, yeah.
Do you have any from your childhood you remember that were great?
Yeah, when I was very little, we would go Christmas Day, and then Boxing Day would always be at my dad's family, which is the Chinese half of the family. So it will be a big spread of Chinese food and all the
Nice. That's very different. That's cool.
real Chinese food.
Yeah.
And
That's
it'd be like this, but again, and all the aunts would bring a different dish, like their specialities, and that would be laid out. So that's what I grew up with. Yeah.
Hey, I want to ask you guys about this real quick, because I kind of felt bad because I'm perpetuating something that I thought was bad, and I'm actually part of it, which I don't like. Somebody said, why do you not do the predictions from 11 to 15 since they're also placed? And I've always said that it's bad that they only look at the top 6 or top 10 and people don't ever count anybody else. And I'm fucking doing the exact same thing I always said is bad. So we don't have time now because you guys got to go, unless you guys.
But actually, we could definitely do that.
Yeah, I think next week when we have more time,
I might be able to slip in there somewhere.
I think for sure.
I'd like to be able to.
All right, we'll do that next time. We have more time, but one more. We'll do one more question. We'll go. See who can hold their breath the longest.
Not me. I can't even hold my breath. I can't. In the bath, if I'm in the bath and I try to go under the water, 20 seconds, I'm back over.
Really?
I can't do it for shit. Never have been able.
Yeah. Do you find that the more muscle you put on, the more harder it is to actually hold your breath for a length of time?
Probably because you need more oxygen. But I've just never been good at it, Samson. Like I've always been. I would never have been able to be in like the Navy or like a Marine.
Yeah.
Because I would go under a tunnel and it wouldn't come back out. So I'm dead.
Just BB gun. Yeah.
I just never been able to do it.
That's funny because I tried to go swimming this summer. Even when we were in France, when I was the heaviest in the off season, I didn't realize, the last time I tried to go swimming was a long time ago. I haven't even started bodybuilding then. I thought I was a good swimmer. I thought I could swim.
No.
And it didn't work out so well. It wasn't even it was like a chest high pool. And I thought, okay, I'm just gonna just go from one end to the pool, the other end.
Little doggy paddle.
He just or something like that. Literally, it was just to the bottom, straight.
I might as well like a stone. Yeah.
I used to be a competent swimmer. I can now survive for about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't. Yeah, it's all hard work, mate. At the end of the day, one, it's hard work because you're using oxygen to even move. Secondly, holding your breath is using more oxygen because you ain't getting no extra oxygen. So you're fucked. It's just too much. It's like it's all negative. Swimming's bad for bodybuilders. Fuck swimming.
I have to go pee so bad.
Didn't John Meadows do cardio?
He used to do swimming.
Yeah.
All these prep was swimming, and because you're so inefficient at it, you can just rip through some calories on that.
Yeah, you do breast. I remember watching videos doing like breast butterfly, like proper burning and morning calories. Sick.
Oh.
I could do it.
Let's see. What can we end with here? If you could change one thing about your past, what would it be?
I have no issues with my past really, because I just think I'm pretty content with my life. So it's really, I know it sounds so sellout, but I don't know, I wouldn't change things because the people that are meant to be here with me, like, have stuck around, and the arseholes who haven't.
I would go back to when I was 4.
4?
Yeah. And I would go to gymnastics.
Why?
Do you know what I would do as well? That's very smart.
See?
But what I would
See?
do, I would have done this. I'd go back to when I was like 9, 10, and I would have kept all those Pokemon cards.
Oh yeah, you'd be rich now.
Yeah, man. And I wouldn't have like lost. Oh man,
See?
imagine. Oh
See?
shit.
You guys looked at me like I was weird. See?
Yeah, then I realized I was like, he's onto something here. It's not necessarily changing things about yourself, it's changing what you did.
No, that one for me is changing
Oh.
something about myself because I think so. I blame my mom for my anxiety because she took me to gymnastics when I was like 4. Shut up, Ben. She took me to gymnastics when I was like 4 years old, and I walked in the gymnasium, and on the other side of the gymnasium was all the other kids doing gymnastics shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to be here. I'm scared. And I fucking left. And she's like, okay, let's go home. And she let me leave.
You feel like she could have said,
And I was like, she should have made me fucking stay.
fucking stay, boy, and grow some balls.
Yeah.
So
and then I wouldn't have had anxiety.
So your eating habits is your mum's fault.
Yes.
Anxiety is
Your anxiety is your mum's fault.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you wanna?
Well, I'm
anything
sorry.
bad? Anything bad and negative? It's
No.
your mum's.
No, all the good stuff
No.
too. I am a
Wow.
sum of my mother.
What's the good stuff? We got time.
She's caring, loving, loyal.
No, what's your good? No,
I have that, motherfucker. I'm more loyal than anybody.
That's a good question. I like that.
Samson, anything?
I don't know. I think it'd be hard to pick something to go change because it's like, how much would you change who you are now because of it? Even the crappy stuff, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you are a sum of your past.
Good and the bad, yeah.
Yeah. But I you know what? I enjoy who I am now, but I went through a lot of fucking hardships with anxiety, man. And I think if I could have gone through life without that, I maybe would be happier.
Yeah.
Not that I'm not happy, but
yeah, and I think
No.
it's really, I think so many people suffer with that anxiety that I think we all kind of, I know it sounds terrible, we all kind of deserve a bit to be human.
True.
So
But
that we can relate to each other.
No, and I think that's true. I think a healthy amount is good for you to be able to.
But perhaps there was a little bit too much at times.
But I think if it's affecting your life and decisions in your life to the point where it's crippling you, not that I wouldn't say it crippled me, but to the point where it's making you, it's affecting your decision making.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's.
Yeah, that's detrimental, like you say.
I would be curious. All I'm saying is I would be curious to see what my life would have looked like if I didn't have anxiety.
Yeah. I hear that.
But I also understand Samson's point, which is you're a sum of you're a sum of your history.
Mm.
Ben, anything before we go?
Would have been useful not to crash my motorbike.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
But if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have met Luke.
Crashing your motorbike is why you
I moved home, and that's where I met him. So
So there was actually a deeper.
if I didn't, none of that would have, and then I wouldn't be sat here, and
Everything wouldn't be how it is. So true.
I can't regret a thing. So
think about that's crazy.
See, that's what I mean. There is always
Yeah.
something that comes from struggle.
and I would take the car to the face again to meet Luke and become friends with him.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
I mean, I
actually
wouldn't want to like go, okay, ready? Yeah, okay, now.
Yeah.
Like that's a bit fucked up, but yeah,
It's cool.
it taught me. And I was also a little cunt before I crashed my motorbike.
So it taught you a few lessons.
Some humility.
Yeah, no,
You're still a little cunt, but
I'm a bigger cunt.
You're a bigger
Big
cunt.
company was.
All right, boys. I know James, you got a call. Samson, James, I'm sure you guys both have to eat, and Ben,
I do. It's food and cool.
You got people to coach. So love you guys.
You too, man. Really nice to catch up with you all.
I will talk to you guys. I will talk to you guys all soon. Thank you very much.
Definitely. It's nice because I get to see Samson in a few weeks as well.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, James, when you flying out?
On the 12th, so the Monday. Yeah.
Right. Oh,
Yourself?
same day as me. You'll be in the same airport. Watch.
There you go, man. We'll be there. And well, if you want to catch up before, if you're doing any things during the week, we'll holler.
Oh, definitely. Sounds good.
All right. Cool.
Awesome. Okay, boys.
Fuck you guys. Fuck you. I'm not around. Don't worry about me.
Oh no, you're coming as well. You can bring Hunter.
I'll be there on
I do.
Tuesday. I'll show up and just watch. I'll watch you guys work out, and I'll.
Remember, Monday, food.
Yes. 100 nuggets.
Oh yeah.
You got 100, I got 175.
You're not going to do 175, James.
Fucking hell, man. Just come on.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bless you all. See you in a bit.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.